those fireworks stay in the air and not on the bats of these Angels, who come in with the second most runs in the American League. Chris Tillman wants some fireworks of his own, looking for his first Major League win in his fourth Major League start. Game 1 of a 4-game series, O's Angels. It's the Orioles on Masson, and a beautiful Friday evening here at Camden Yards as the Angels come to town for the first of a 4-game set against the O's. This 4-game set won't be easy. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. This Angels team comes in leading their division. They are also just pounding the ball all over the place against virtually everybody. They have tremendous bats in their lineup. That will be a tough take for the O's pitching staff to shut down. For the O's, their hope is this August can get turned around. The dog days of August have set in. If you take a look at the numbers for the Orioles, compared to the season, month of August average down. Most importantly, the runs down a bit. The home runs are down. Runner in scoring position numbers down substantially. And to make matters even worse, the ERA has gone up. Now, Marquez, Roberts, Historis, they have all kicked off the first half of the month of August with some pretty good numbers. But, Jim, these are the days when you may be dragging and banged up a little bit, and you got to find a way to get it done.
Unless you're in contention, and the Angels are, and that's why they've been playing so well. Very easy to focus. We saw the forgetting how many outs, the count by different players. But the bottom line is the Orioles got to score runs. They've scored 3 runs or less in 7 out of the last 8 games, 14 out of 26 games since the All-Star game. If they go back to what they did in early April and maybe the early parts of May, they have a chance to win. But to me, this is all about our starting pitching. Tillman's got a great challenge against him tonight, and he's got the kind of stuff. If anybody's going to be able to do it, he's a young pitcher that, you know what, so one of those once in a lifetime chances. Before starting the big leagues, you have a chance to pitch against the second best offensive team that's been on a roll. They'll test you home run wise, running the bases. They only Tampa Bay with more steals, so it's a great test for him, and this is really pretty much what the last 2 months of the season are about.
And Jim, what you were talking about, the running the bases, it's not just stealing bases that the Angels do. It's the first to third, pass ball, wilds pitches, a chance to gain a base at any given point. You have to be your best defensively against this club, or they will jump on.
Well, you really do, and I was kind of kidding Mickey Hatcher, their hitting instructor. I said, when you won the World Series, you didn't have that good an on-base percentage. They're number 2 in runs, number 2 in on-base percentage, so they will make you work to throw strikes. All
right, it is fireworks night. The Orioles hope to create some of their own as they take the field here at Camden Yards. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and the starting pitchers for Game 1 on this Friday night. to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. Beautifully clear skies here at Camden Yards tonight. 84 degrees. Very little breeze of it all blowing out a bit to left field. A great night to be out at the ballpark, and lots of folks will be here with the fireworks coming after, and we'll hope for some fireworks during as well. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Angels. It'll be Figgins, Torres, and Abreu, Guerrero, Rivera, Morales, Ibar, Napoli, and Matthews. Kendry Morales is having a spectacular season.
Take a look at our PNC scouting report on the 6'5" right-hander, actually born in Anaheim, so he will play the Los Angeles Angels at Anaheim in Orange County and whatever. Looking for number 1, still looking for that elusive in start number 4, number 1 victory. Big league ball, because really doesn't get any better than this. The Angels are on a roll, one of the better offensive, number 2 offensive team in the American League, and for him, you really have to stay within yourself. You have to factor in all those things he's talked about. Got a fastball, he's got a curveball. In his last game, probably his best start, used all those pitches. So just do what you've done in the minor leagues. Yes, they're the best hitters you've ever faced, but if you make your pitches, you got a good chance to win, and you get some run support.
And he will want to take care of this guy coming to the plate. This is Sean Figgins. For Figgins this season, spectacular overall. He really generates and starts their offense, and he has had a great year against the Orioles. Almost impossible to get out. 314, 2 home runs, 27 RBIs lifetime against the O's in 52 games, and he is 7 for 24 against the Orioles this season. So Sean Figgins will stand in, and immediately get up on your toes if you're at first or third, as he will lay down the bunt if given a chance.
Yeah,
Tillman ready, and we're underway.
Yeah, everybody in because of his speed, and of course, talk about the 303 average, but when he hits left-handed, it goes to 339. All about runs, number 1 in the American League in runs scored.
Sean Figgins with a 3-game hit streak coming in. 1-0 delivery to him will be taken up high for a ball. He certainly is not opposed to drawing a walk. If you give him a chance, he'll take 66 of them on the year into the game. 77 strikeouts for Figgins this season. 2-0 delivery to him by Tillman, and that will miss outside, and Tillman falls behind on him 3-0. Tillman's first outing against this Angels team. So the hitters and Tillman get a look at one another for the first time. 3-0. See if he takes here. He does. It's a strike.
And the Angels that we talked about on base percentage, that was 91 mile per hour fastball, and of course normally he can throw a little bit harder. Hit velocity in his last start, a little bit of tightness in the groin area, velocity low early on, as that's going to miss outside.
So there's a man you do not want to walk, as Figgins is on. The job tonight against this lineup not easy. Dave Tremblay, the manager, talked about it earlier.
He's got a tough opponent in the Angels. There's no easy outs in that lineup. And him coming off, the outing that he came off of in Toronto, I'm sure he'll be geared to do a whole lot better.
Figgins at first is 4th in stolen bases. And there he goes. Shows bunt, takes it high. Wieters throw. Perfect! He got him! Matt Wieters, who's been spending time making himself a better defensive throwing catcher, makes it pay off right here as they get Figgins.
Well, big jump and a good pitch to throw on. You can see the lead, head down, straight steal. And Matt Wieters does what he's had a little bit of trouble doing, just making the accurate throw. Release has never been the problem. Look at this throw. Perfect.
Figgins caught, and that's a very big out. The plays not only into this inning and this game, but will make the Angels think right from the get-go about running. Figgins caught for the 13th time. Matt Wieters has thrown out 22% of base stealers on the year. Here's his Torres. 11 for 22 against the Orioles, a .500 batting average coming into this ball game on the season. Batting in that number 2 spot. He can handle the bat. Socia loves to do the hit and run with him. Half brother out there playing, so is Torres against his Torres in this ball game. One at short and one at second, wearing different uniforms. 3-0 delivery on the way, and not a good start for Tillman. That's consecutive walks here in the first inning.
Take a look at the defense. They really haven't had much of a chance to work today so far. P.A. Jones, Markakis, Morris, Sturz, Robertson, Huff around the infield, and you already saw Matt Wieters.
the perfect throw to nail Sean Figgins after he walked. Maybe this is a novel way of controlling their offense, because they've been hitting home runs and doing everything else.
Just walk them and then let
Weeders
throw them out. Here's Bobby Abreu. So Tillman hasn't walked more than 3 in a ball game. He walked 3 in each of his last 2 starts and 1 in his first start. He's walked the first 2 in this game. Bobby Abreu will take the pitch for a strike. Abreu comes in 8th in RBIs, 6th in walks, and Abreu is 5th in the league in stolen bases. Figgins, Abreu, and the Orioles' Brian Roberts all in the top 10 in stolen bases playing in this ball game.
He's got 1 more stolen base than Brian Roberts at age 35.
0-1 delivery on the way, and that is in there for a strike and a changeup. Abreu didn't like that call. Tillman got it, though.
It tells you something about not only Abreu, but the Mike Scioscia Angel offense. Their ability to take somebody. Bobby Abreu hitting most of the year in the number 2 spot because of injuries to Torrey Hunter. They expect him back by Sunday. He's moved down in the lineup a little bit.
And the delivery is taken down low. This Angels team coming into the ball game in stolen bases, they are 2nd. As on top, Tampa Bay, the only team that scored more. They have tremendous offensive numbers, 1st in average, 2nd in runs, 3rd in slugging, and 2nd in on-base percentage. It is the exact opposite of the general way in which the Angels have made it to the postseason in past years. A team that was built around pitching, particularly solid starting pitching, this season is going the route of the bat, just scoring hellacious amounts of runs. 1 ball, 2 strikeout. Runner at first base is Torres not going. Breaking ball by Tillman misses, and a 2 ball, 2 strikeout.
Yeah, Chris Tillman really holding the ball just in case Torres was going to run. But again, at the end of the day, with Bobby Abreu, he will rarely swing at balls out of the strike zone. I mean, that's really what he's about.
Abreu, 70 strikeouts, 66 free passes. He and Figgins the same number of walks coming in. Good off-speed pitch. Had Abreu out in front of it for a strikeout.
Yeah, the ability to get ahead of the count, even though it gets even up 2-2. And there's your changeup. That's the pitch we had a chance on Wired Wednesday to talk to Chris Tillman. And I said, what's the thing you think that is working the best for you? He said, the fact that I am adding the changeup. Everybody talks. Mike Scioscia was talking about the 12-6 curveball. In the fastball, everybody said maybe a little bit straight, so he's going to have to spot it. But the changeup really does help your repertoire. And you can see all day. I mean, as Guerrero steps up, Gary, no fastball command to this point. There's only 4 hitters into the first inning, though.
No.
When you're 6'5", it's hard sometimes to get over that front side. So you warm up, everything is nice and relaxed, but you have to be able to get over the front side to bring the ball down.
Guerrero will take the 1-0 breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike. Vladdy back, the designated hitter for this ball club, just had a 13-game hit streak ended, his longest of the season. That was on Wednesday. He's had 4 home runs in 9 games since coming off the DL. As Torres gets back to the bag in time, Vladimir Guerrero has missed 56 ball games this year because of injuries. 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. 1 ball, 1 strike count. As Torres not a big lead over there, and Guerrero will take that one down the right side and foul. Month of August. Wow. 343, 4 homers, 4 RBIs, just what the Angels needed. A little more offense.
Yeah, hit 399 and 400 earlier last week against Tampa Bay, and they swept the Rays when they went out to Anaheim.
1-2 count. Tillman the long hold, and Guerrero swings and fouls it off.
So you could see how good that curveball is. But number one, if you're going to throw it early, and you better throw it over, otherwise you're going to be behind. And then to get ahead and use it, as we saw, I mean, that was just an emergency hack. You have to get ahead. And
there goes the runner. That one is looped in the air to short, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. As Torres will stop at third, Guerrero way around, and the ball is thrown away. Nobody was covering second base. The error will score is Torres, and allow Guerrero to go down to second. The throwing arrow will be on Felix P.A., who threw to nobody.
Yeah, well, here's another curveball. Now watch this swing, and that ball bounces. You think you've seen everything? And watch this. There's no cutoff man. Moore is at third, and P.A., we've seen this a number of times. He kind of double clutches, doesn't know where to throw it, and then misses Brian Roberts. So as Torres, who was going to stop at third, and Guerrero was going to stop at first. I mean, if you threw it one hop to the home plate, it would have been a great play. And if you're Chris Tillman, you have no idea where to back up because you don't know where the play is going to be. So here we go. Here's your kind of like a drop kick, but with a bat.
That's amazing.
First time I've ever seen it in 40-some years. Hall of Fame numbers, and that gives you an idea.
Vlad is further proof of what everyone says about him. He can hit anything
you throw
that's
up there
close enough to the plate to get the bat on.
That is amazing.
That was a cricket shot. Wow. A bad error forcing Tillman now to have to work with a runner at second base and 2 down. Would have been first and third, nobody in and 2 away. Here is Juan Rivera, and Rivera takes it in the dirt for a ball. Well, the Orioles did not help their starter here in the first inning. It is one of the things I've talked to PA about on the year of not holding the ball when he gets it in the outfield. Throw it to somebody.
Well, he tried to, but to be honest, Moore was at third.
Yeah.
There wasn't a cutoff guy, and he just couldn't make a decision.
That one in the air to center field. Jones going back. Rivera got a lot of that one, and it's off the top of the wall. Rivera's on his way to second base. It gets away from Jones. He's going to go for third. Here's the throw to third, and got him! Oh, what a throw by Adam Jones from deep center field after the ball got by him. But Guerrero will score. Rivera will be credited with a double and thrown out 8-5. Angels have a 2-0 lead. However it ends, it's a couple of runs in. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles tonight, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Roberts, Jones, and Marquez, Huff, Reimold, and Wieters. Mora, PA, and his tourist. Melvin Moore against the Angels. 378 since 07.
And our PNC scouting report, well, Dream Weaver, all kinds of injuries, and Weaver steps up. Last year 11-10, this year already 12-3. Tough on the righties. He's 6'7". He steps across his body. I tell you, it looks like he's thrown it from shortstop. In the last 7 starts, he's won 4 of them, even though, I mean, he should have won all of them. But again, they're getting him almost 10 runs a game, or over 9.
Gee, that's too bad.
Yeah, well, he's
here's Brian Roberts. Talking about run support.
And when we talk across your body, it doesn't affect you that much when you're a lefty. You actually see it a little bit better. It's when you're right-handed and you step almost to the right-handed batter's box. Looks that front foot where it lands.
Roberts, he's got a base hit down the line. Brian's going to make the turn. Abreu has to chase it down. It'll be a stand-up double. And this game, which could be highly offensive, is beginning that way. Roberts, the two-bagger.
We'll take another look at the delivery. Far right-hand side across his body. And this is going to be the 41st double that Brian Roberts has hit this year. Morales can't get it. He's played pretty well at first base, but the ball hit so sharply down into the corner. So the Orioles immediately try to get on the board, trailing by 2.
Brian leading the league in two-baggers. Weaver surrenders the double. 4-game hit streak for Roberts. And here is Adam Jones, who made the fine throw to end that last inning as he got Rivera trying to stretch a base. Jones will foul that one away. Adam just 1 for 12 on the current homestand for the O's. He's going to try and get the bat going here against this ball club that he has hit well against. 10 for 24 this year with a home run and 3 RBIs.
He is saying, and I think he's finally, again, you have to remember he's only a second-year player. He said they're pitching me differently. I'm not getting a lot of fastballs to hit. Well, no kidding when you hit about 320 the first couple of months of the year. He said, I didn't see any fastballs in Toronto. So again, he says, I just got to kind of back off a little bit. And I think this is, again, a young player trying to say, okay, I'm in August. I've had more at bats probably in any one season. You remember last year broke his foot, so he really missed a month of last year.
1-1 slider will miss outside, and despite the struggles he's had at the plate, he's still hitting .261 in August, and he has had a couple of home runs, and his average .292. I mean, he's going to flirt with that 300 mark for the season. So he has made the adjustments along the way, and now he's got to do it again. 2 ball, 1 strikeout. Roberts at second base. Weaver will make the spin turn. No throw made there.
And he is, when we talk about Jared Weaver, really tough, as we mentioned, 187 against righties. Lefties, they have a chance. They came hitting .272 with 13 of the 20 home runs.
2 ball, 1 strikeout. And Jones will take the pitch outside for a ball. 2-1. Both pitchers very early in the game, Jim, having trouble spotting their fastball.
Well, I think that's kind of normal. I mean, if you look at Weaver, we told you about all the run support. He has struck out 11 each in both of his last 2 starts. So he's been on a pretty good roll. He 2-run Texas and won 3-2, and then got a lot of runs in Minnesota at 13 runs in that ballgame.
3-1 delivery on the way, and again he's outside, and Jones showing the patience. Gets the walk. Orioles have 2 on.
Let's take a look at the Angel defense, and they are 3rd in the American League in least errors. Rivera, Matthews, and Abreu. Torrey Hunter, again the 8-time Gold Glover, should be back by Sunday. Biggins, Ibar, Izturis, and Morales, and then Mike Napoli, the big home run guy behind the plate, doing the catching.
Nick Markakis, the Orioles' leading RBI man, will stand in. Nick will start this series with a 6-game hit streak. And with a 6 for 12 here in this homestand, he's now raised his average to that .303 mark. For the Orioles, an RBI chance here, trailing 2-0 to get right back at Jared Weaver. Markakis takes the pitch outside for a ball. Nick has gone 2 for 9 with a home run in the times he has faced Weaver.
We talked about the offense, 3 or less runs in 7 of the last 8 games, 6 for 49 in runners in scoring position. Just change that, and all of a sudden the runs start pouring in.
Yep. 1-0 delivery on the way. Orioles with a .163 batting average in the last 5 games with runners in scoring position, and that is so un-Oriole-like. Over the last 2 years, for all the problems that may have existed, one of them wasn't the runner in scoring position number. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Delivery on the way, and that is a strike on the outside corner. Weaver getting the ball down and just over the black.
And getting a nice call from the home plate umpire right there. Mike Estabrook gives him a ball about 2 inches off the corner. Makes a big difference when you have a couple of guys on and nobody out. 2-1 and 1-2.
And it is 1-2 on Markakis. Weaver's delivery to it, and that will be popped up. There will be no play. Since the All-Star break, and it was a break that Nick needed, Kendry Morales playing tonight, 27 RBIs. Peralta, Mark Teixeira, and then Nick with 21. So up there among the top 5 in RBIs since the All-Star break.
And you talked about the Adam Jones adjustment. Nick got a lot more upright. He said, I was getting underneath balls. This gives me more leverage. I'm driving the ball better. Average has gone up. So again, another in-season adjustment that he's made. Hitters have to do that.
1-2 count, 2 on. And that will miss inside. Jared Weaver thought he had him.
I'll tell you.
Umpire taketh and giveth away.
Yeah. See, that ball, to me, that was a better pitch than the one he called earlier. So he gets Mike Scioscia's going. Might be one of those nights. Fireworks after the game, starting early, though.
Brought to you by Northrop Grumman, the information systems powerhouse. A look at Mr. Scioscia. Swung on and missed as Nick went after one that looked low. And a strikeout for Weaver, his first out.
Yeah, go back to and look at Chris Tillman. His best pitch in the first inning was the curveball or the change, and this is what this is, a changeup. And you can see, you don't see Nick Markakis get fooled too often. Terrific pitch by Weaver.
Weaver has not pitched against the Orioles this year. He went 0-1 against them last year. His lifetime record, 2 wins and a loss against the Orioles with a 1.71 ERA in those starts. Now 1 down, and that's a shot to the gap in left center field. Aubrey Huff delivers. Brian Roberts will score. Jones will score easily. Huff's got a double, and this game's tied at 2.
Tell you, anytime you've been around the game of baseball, if one guy doesn't do it and you want to get hot as a team, you got to pick up your teammates, and that is exactly what Aubrey Huff does. He changed his stance, hit a 2-run home run. He's getting more upright. That's the way he led the American League in extra base hits last year. So here comes Roberts. Here comes Jones, all tied up.
And Huff, the potential go-ahead run on at second base with nobody out. Aubrey picks up 71 and 72 in RBIs. And that is taken by Raimo for a strike. 1 down. Huff gets his first hit off Weaver. He'd been 0 for 6 against him at a most opportune time for the O's. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Raimo will take that one down low. Napoli there to block it, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Well, the Orioles know coming in they've got to score runs. No matter how good their pitching is, this Angels team is going to score some runs. So the Orioles will have to answer that, and they have done that here, at least in the first inning. 1-1. Raimo takes the pitch inside. Gets ahead on the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Raimo, for the 4th time, is the designated hitter. With Luke Scott struggling at the plate, Dave Tremblay putting PA out in left field, and then Raimo does the DH to try and get a couple other bats in there. Pitches outside, falls behind 3-1.
Yeah, Nolan, a little bit of a struggle. We talked about it during the Oakland series. The slugging numbers down. Only 6 for 34 in this month, but he's going to get a great opportunity right here. 3-1 count, hitters count. Look for something you can drive.
Pops that one back. Napoli.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair to say that back in May and early June, that ball would have been hit hard somewhere. The one thing in Jared Weeder that I noticed, Mike Butcher, his pitching coach, said his slider was pretty sharp early in the year. It is not sharp tonight. It is kind of meandering up there. He's thrown some very hittable sliders, and if that keeps up, somebody's going to get into one.
He's thrown a lot of pitches with all the strikeouts. Jim mentioned 11 each in the last 2 ball games. 149 innings pitched on the season for Weaver. 3-2 delivery on the way. Raimo is going to get a walk. So both pitchers walked 2 in the first inning. Orioles with runners on at first and second now for Matt Wieters.
Yeah, here comes Mike Butcher. I tell you, anytime they give you a 2-run present, which is what Weaver received, they get him 2 quick runs. This is not the way you want to come out. I mean, obviously the Orioles are a better hitting team than they've been since the All-Star break, at least during the first half. But it's been a struggle, and he's helping them, and then they take advantage of it. Got a couple of big hits.
Weaver has had his problems on the road as compared to home. He has pitched a lot of games at home, and he's 8-1. On the road, 4-2. And the ERA goes from 2.75 to 5.25. So you just under a couple runs a ball game different for him on the road. That's a substantial difference.
Yeah, almost double the ERA. And the only factors you look into is that dimensions change and the mounds change. The Angels, contrary to the Orioles, are a great road team.
10 games above 500.
Right, and then what have they gone? I mean, I have it down here in my card somewhere, 17-5 with a bunch of runs scored the last 22 games on the road. So they've just been red hot everywhere they play.
They've got the best road record going in the league. 0-1 count, delivery on the way, fouled off. The Orioles have runners on at first and second base, still only one away. What you were talking about, Jim, since June 15, they've gotten even better on the road. An incredible 305 road average and over 7 runs a ball game.
And the amazing thing is they did a lot of that without Guerrero and
Hunter,
especially with Torrey Hunter, and because they have a very deep ball club.
0-2 count. Weaver really struggling here. Swung and a miss by Wieters. Matt Wieters gone. That is the second strikeout for Weaver, and that will bring up Melvin Mora. Melvin wants to see the bat going here against this ball club because he's always done well against them. He's hitting .273 in the month of August, not bad. And in the last 3 seasons against this Los Angeles team, a .378 average with 9 extra base hits. 2 on and 2 down. And Mora will take it inside for a ball. That's 24 pitches thrown by Weaver here in the first inning.
But 2 strikeouts. So at least he's on his pace to strike out. He's done it in the last 2 games, 11 in each game. But you don't want to be throwing this many pitches or giving up this many runs when you get that 2-run lead.
1-0 delivery on the way. Mora takes it down low.
You know, I did his first game in the big leagues, and that was back in 2006. He only had about 77 innings in the minor leagues, and then he went right up to the big leagues, and he didn't throw this far across his body. He turned his back a little bit more, almost a little bit like Luis Guillén.
Gets the pitch in for a strike, and it'll go to 2-1. Well, he has been a savior for this team. Not only is his record 12-3, but the team is 18-6 in games that he started. That's
a lot of that has to do with the run support.
Yeah.
Even though their bullpen has struggled with all the injuries. And
here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. Mora fouls that one back, trying to tee up on one. 2-2.
So again, the third base side, look where he's stepping. He's stepping right at Moore, and then actually Melvin gets a pretty good pitch to hit in the 2-1 count and just fouls it off. And they play him about 3-4 steps. Gary Matthews, the center fielder, into right center. So again, a huge gap to left center field if he makes a mistake with a breaking ball.
2-2 delivery on a check swing. Weaver wants his catcher Napoli to ask at first if it was a strike. Napoli doesn't.
And again, if that slider's a little bit sharper, Melvin probably doesn't hold up. But it's more of a sweeping slider. Take a look, and this is what they're looking at.
He should have asked. I mean, I don't know what he did, but that certainly was worth asking. And Napoli didn't ask the home plate umpire to ask the first base umpire. 3-2, the runners go, and it's going to be a base hit up the middle. Melvin Mora the single. Huff will score. Going over to third base, Reimold, and the Orioles have a 3-2 lead.
So Melvin gets that sweeping, hanging slider. It's not belt high, but it ends up right in the middle of the plate. He takes it right back up the middle. They threw one too many. Boy, he's really around it, and Melvin takes advantage of it. And again, not trying to do much. 3-2 count. You're trying to cover. There you go. There goes the runner. You could see the great jump with 3-2, 2 outs that Huff got, so he's going to score easily.
31 RBIs from Melvin Mora. Won't beat the issue, but I'm telling you right now, if I'm Weaver, I'm going, why the heck didn't we ask for that check swing call? At least ask, because it was close. Pitch is taken up high. Felix Piet. Piet getting the start in left field, his 27th start in left field for the Orioles. Piet's getting a few more at bats here in the month of August. 3 for 16. It's about half the amount that the regulars have. First and third, 2 down. And Piet takes that one into the corner. That's going to be a base hit. That will score Rimo. Melvin Mora going to third. It'll be a double. Mora will stay at third. And the Orioles add another and have a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, PA with the error in the first inning, even though Rivera would have scored them both. Another breaking ball, and it's just not much bite to it. PA all over it. Nice play by Abreu off the carom off the wall. Rimo's going to score anyway. So the Orioles with a 4 spot.
Orioles putting up a big first inning, responding to the 2 runs scored by the Angels. Second and third, 2 down. They batted around as Torres stands in. And Torres fouls that one off as he drew the bat back.
Well, you're 1 base hit away with PA speed from having a 6-run inning. Boy, wouldn't that be nice?
The Orioles have not had a lot of those and have had too many against them. Torres has done such a great job in that number 9 spot. Plunks it down the line. He's got a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Cesar Torres with a 2 RBI single, and it is a 6-run first inning.
So Weaver finally gets a fastball over, and Torres, Hail Caesar, dumps it into left. See, they come up and in, and he didn't even get it close to getting to the target. Napoli's about a foot away with the glove, and Caesar just serves it into left. Here they come. I told you, PA with 2 outs going to score easily.
So the Orioles will go back to the top. 6 runs on 5 hits off Jared Weaver. Brian Roberts, a double and a single, started this inning. Weaver's pitch is outside for a ball. This kind of an inning creates all kinds of problems for the Angels. First inning runs, you see 14 allowed, 13 earned in 23 starts this year. Has not been a good inning for him, as it's not for many starters.
And nobody up in the bullpen.
I was going to say, their bullpen has really struggled. They do not have a setup man. They have a setup by committee, and so everybody in the bullpen's rotating around. Mike Scioscia has really struggled trying to get the pen in place, and it hasn't happened yet. Step off by Weaver as Torres will go back to the bag.
Man, I guess, Jason Bulger's pitching better. There's a couple of guys who are a lot better now than they were, but losing Scott Shields, their setup guy, who was one of the best over the last 3-4 years. Huge blow.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Roberts is going to get a base hit. Torres will make the turn and head to third. Bobby Abreu will get it into the cutoff man, and the Orioles just keep it going. Roberts has got a 2-for-2 inning, a double and a single.
Well, they do have a guy, Matt Palmer, who is 9-1 this year, started earlier in the year, so we'll see. And again, still not a lot of action. Brian Roberts, well, maybe, I'll tell you what, now he has to hit a triple and a home run. He's got the cycle in sight.
Keep the inning going, do it all in 1 inning.
Well, we'll be here a while. Premature fireworks.
Yeah. 2 down. Napoli went out to talk to Weaver. Bear in mind, Weaver has won 5 straight, 9 out of 10. Comes off wins against Texas and Minnesota. ERA of 3.73. Orioles have almost doubled that ERA here in the first inning. 2 down. Adam Jones drew a walk in the inning, and he will foul that one straight back. 2 RBIs for Huff with a double. Mora an RBI single. PA an RBI double, and Torres a 2 RBI single. There's Torres on at third, and over at first base Brian Roberts. And Jones with a chance to take this inning deeper. Oh, 1 delivery on the way, and that's a shortstop short hop. Play made nicely. Ibar gets it to Torres, inning over, but a big one for the Orioles. The Orioles come away with a 6 runs on 6 hits. Tillman, who came off the mound trailing 2-0, got a 4-run lead. Worth of American Classic scratch-off tickets from the Maryland Lottery for every Oriole home run hit tonight. If you'd like a chance to win, all you got to do is log in at MASNsports.com. Adding to what has been a very offensive day, these two teams score 8 runs in the first inning. This afternoon, the Cubs beat Pittsburgh 17-2. The score at the end of the second inning was 14-0 in favor of the Cubs. And they went on from there. The amazing thing is there was one home run in the ball game. Fukudomi got it.
Pittsburgh or Chicago? Sounds like a
Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago won 17-4.
Well, the amazing thing is you only give up 3 more runs once the game goes. He's usually a guy out of the bullpen. I would assume they probably went to the bullpen.
First inning.
Yeah. Somebody did a nice job.
Morales, and the pitch is taken down low. I didn't recognize the youngsters. I'm assuming Morton started for Pittsburgh. He's been there a while. He's pitched some games.
He came over in the I think the McLouth trade.
Yeah. He gave up 10 runs and 7 hits in an inning. So that's not good. Here's the 1-1 delivery. It is swung on and missed from Morales. Kendry Morales, just a spectacular season so far. He comes into this ball game with a 6-game hit streak. The lead obviously gives Tillman a little breathing room out there against the team that you need it against. Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and Morales, a comebacker up the middle as Torres playing that way, makes the play.
Yep. First time I ever faced Mickey Mantle. He hit a ball through my legs, and I go, uh-oh. And there is Louis Aparicio to catch it and throw him out. Take that, Mick. Well, take this, Kendry, right here. Looks like it's going to be a base hit. Would have been in the minor leagues. Tell you what, we talk about how the difference in the minor leagues as far as if you're pitching, better hitters, but right here you got better defense. Terrific play by Asturias.
Keeps that leadoff man off base, something Tillman has struggled with first 3 starts. Chris had retired only 61% of leadoff batters. He gave up a walk in the first inning of this game. Gets that in for a strike.
And there's a nice easy 96. So you're hoping that jitters, the fact that he really couldn't command his fastball in the first inning, will go away with the 6 runs the Orioles have put on the board.
Eric Ibar down on the count quickly. Ibar leading the Angels with a .310 average, 9th in the American League on the road at .322. He was their top hitter. In fact, he led the majors in the month of July when he hit .414. He is a speedster. 0-2 delivery to him. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, I like the approach right there. 96, 94. He's behind both of them. They try, not successfully, but they try to see if he could swing through a high fastball, and he misses well out of the zone.
Ibar with a 1-2 fastball that'll miss, probably a little low, and a 2-ball, 2 strike count. Angels have won 3 ball games in a row. They come in with a 4.5 game lead over about the only team they can't beat, Texas. 2-ball, 2 strike count. And that pitch will be taken down low, and the count goes 3-2.
So from 0-2 to 3-2. That's being young.
Hoping to get,
it's not about stuff, it's about command.
Hoping to get a swing on a pitch that's not really a strike. Tillman with the 3-2 delivery. Ibar will take that one in the air to right. Nick Markakis. Ibar retired, 2 down.
Let's take a look at how Chris Tillman holds his pitches. There's your 4-seam fastball, pretty conventional. Maybe get the fingers a little bit closer. The spike curveball, let's call it about a 12-6. There's your changeup, your circle changeup. Hasn't come up with a slider yet.
And steps off, so Napoli will step out.
It's kind of interesting. You watch the way he holds his fastball. Not too many pitchers split your fingers that far, unless you're throwing a split finger fastball.
Usually I always see that with guys who like to start because it's so hard to get the split finger in the glove. So you start that way and then you can change it up if you're not going to throw it.
Yeah, it's easier to go from that grip, the splitter grip, to a fastball grip than the other way around without telling the hitters.
1-0 delivery, Napoli.
Yeah, the hitters are smart enough. You don't want to educate them any more than they already. Look at those numbers right there. 13 out of the last 27. Gives you an idea of why this team is the second best offensive team behind the Yankees.
5 home runs in his last 16 ball games for Napoli. Takes the off-speed pitch in there for a strike. So he's closed his average in on that 300 mark at 297. He's thrown out 22% of base stealers. He and Matt Wieters, the 2 catchers, have the same number in that department. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's a strike called. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Tillman trying to have a 1-2-3.
Yeah, and he's got to be a little careful. Every time you get behind with your fastball, you throw a changeup. The second, third time, they will be looking for it.
2-2 delivery will miss outside. 3-2 again.
So it's all right to throw it. He just, the difference that I saw, of course, he's the youngest pitcher since Hayden Penn to come up and start an Oriole game, is when Hayden Penn did that. Every time because he wouldn't have good fastball command. The second time through the order, second time you see a team, boy, they're all over it.
Second 3-2 count he's had in the ball game, and gets the chopper. A Guerrero reach for a ball right there. Mora makes the play, so Tillman comes back after giving up 2 runs in the first and retires the side in order. Orioles lead at 6-2.
Couple of walks, 6 runs after trailing down by 2. Everybody seemed to get in the action. Melvin Moore, 2-out base hit up the middle after up the double right here. Felix PA, double down the line. There you go. A couple of RBIs for his tourist on a soft hit to left. So everybody joining the party as the Orioles come storming back.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And a 6-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, it is not a good idea if you're a starting pitcher to face the number 3 hitter for the second time in the second.
Marquez will pop that one up. He struck out the first time. Shortstop back. Then it'll be played by Ibar for the out, 1 away. On Sunday, the Orioles are offering a special promotion. The kids won't want to miss. First 10,000 fans at Sunday's 1:35 game against the Angels will get the limited edition Webkinz Oriole Bird stuffed toy. As soon as this goes away Sunday, no one's going to be happier than me and the kids. Gather up your family, spend the afternoon in Oriole Park, 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com. For some reason, that Oriole Bird stuffed toy wants to come out Oriole Bird stuffed toy. I do not know why. But we'll ask our speech teacher as soon as we have a chance. Here's Aubrey Huff, the 1-0 delivery from Weaver. And a breaking ball is in there for a strike. Up for the 2 RBI double his first time up.
Tell you what, you better know your starting pitcher. And Mike Sosa certainly knows Jared Weaver. Because not a lot of guys will handle giving up 6 runs. He had never got anybody up. Of course, as we mentioned, he's been getting over his last 7 starts 9.35. So maybe he figures, you know what?
He's not hurt to go.
Yeah, if he's not hurt, I don't think I'd want to leave.
Well, not with the offense the way they're playing. 1-2 delivery. Another one popped up outside of first, and that'll be in the seats as well.
I mean, what he had to do, he had not a whole lot of time because Chris Tillman had a good second inning, but you go back and you regroup. You talk to your pitching coach. You You figure, kind of, a lot of times when you're struggling, you go out and watch batting practice. Not every ball's a hit. Figure out, go back and make your pitches. And they certainly try to do that in the first. The Orioles just had some great at-bats.
He went 7 1/3, 6 1/3 in each of his last 2 starts. And having an offense that is working the way the Angels offense is coming in obviously makes it a little easier, a lot easier for Mike Scioscia to be able to hang with a guy early in a ball game and just hope the runs come about. Did not go around on the check at third. Dan Iasonia down there. But Weaver's certainly piling them up. 45 pitches thrown, and he's only got 1 out in the 2nd inning. Mike Scioscia, the most tenured manager in Major League Baseball, looking to take his Angels to the postseason again. Swung on and missed. And there's the 3rd strikeout for Weaver.
Yeah, a couple of 93s, but they didn't get anybody out. This is 89 right on the corner, or at least moving away. I think a lot of it, and the one thing about Jared Weaver normally, and if you look at he doesn't walk a whole lot of people. I mean, he's 5-0 against the American League East, 47 innings. And we're talking about the American League East, one of the better divisions in baseball, if not the best. He's walked 2 in those 47 innings. So, I mean, he can dominate. And I think it's a lot about deception. He's a big guy at 6'7", throws across his body. He just could not get the quality pitches in the 1st inning. It's changed here in the 2nd. And the Orioles, excuse me, Gary, they're notorious for scoring early. They need to sustain against the Angels their offense.
And the Orioles got the 2 walks off him in the 1st inning. He does have 137 strikeouts coming in, 7th most. He now's got 140. And that one by Reimold is the gap. He got that one in his sweet zone all the way to the wall. And he'll go to second base. Nolan Reimold has got himself a double.
So there it is, 2nd double of August. And again, remember, Weaver tough against righties. He only came in hitting 187. Boy, he's all over. I said, what'd you do on the off day? He said, I don't really like to do a lot. I just like to rest. And then pounce on the opposing pitcher.
He will not let that kind of a pitch go by ever. He can get those arms out there. Matt Wieters, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Matt hitting in the 6th spot, higher than he has since coming to the Orioles. And one of the reasons is he's been hitting the ball pretty well. So the Orioles want to get him up into RBI territory. He's hitting .328 over the last 18 ball games, 5 RBIs, foul back, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Wieters strike out his first time up. As the bat gets hotter and he gains a little more confidence, Wieters will continue to move up that lineup a little bit as they try and find a spot where he will fit best.
Yeah, and you could just see the adjustment. Foot picks up his foot, maybe not quite as high early on. But Terry Crowley, the Oriole hitting instructor, talking behind the cage today, said when he's up in Toronto, one of their stat guys was saying, the average Major League fastball is probably about 6 to 7 miles per hour faster than it is in the minor leagues. And then you get the better breaking ball, and you have better guys with command. And you have to go through the lineup. You get into the late ball games, you got the specialists coming in. It's a big, big difference.
And it's supposed to be, isn't it?
Yeah, so it is. And you need to make the adjustments. And the one thing, average has gone up. We saw him make a great throw earlier. Learning the league, not only the guys that he's got to hit off of, but also the guys he has to catch.
2-2 delivery on the way, and a ground ball towards second base. Is Torres up with this one? Makes the throw, gets the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Orioles have a 6-2 lead after 2.
We saw Matt Wieters make a great throw to second base to throw out Sean Figgins, and that's exactly what Orioles minor league catching coordinator Don Warner wanted to see. The two have been working together on defense all season long, and today they held one of their sessions. The focus of that session was footwork. Don said he wants to make sure that Matt is stepping in the right direction with that first step towards second base. He said when Matt does it right, we saw what happened in the first inning. He throws the ball to the second baseman side of the bag. When he does it wrong, the ball tends to sail to the shortstop side of the bag. It makes it hard to put a tag on the runner. Now, Don also pointed out just how strong of an arm Matt Wieters has. He throws the ball to second base in about 1.8 seconds, and that's very good compared to other catchers around the league. And so, as Dave Tremblay pointed out, when Matt has accuracy and with that strength in his arm, he's going to throw a lot of runners out. Gary?
And certainly ever had an impact early on in the ball game in getting Figgins on that caught stealing. Not just because you take Figgins off, but you leave it in the back of their mind in the first inning of a 4-game series that, wait a minute, maybe he's a little better throwing than we thought.
Well, more accurate. And that's what they were working on. The release time has never been a problem. It's been the accuracy and whatever. It was amplifying with basically if you step across your body, the ball's going to cut. So more direct line, and that's what they work on, and that's what all catchers work on. I mean, that's such an important part of throwing guys out.
Here's Gary Matthews Jr. He's been in for Hunter, who may be back tomorrow, may be back on Sunday. He did not come with the ball club. Torrey Hunter is in California, and he's getting a little work in a couple of minor league games, working his way back. He's missed 31 ball games, Hunter has. So Matthews has had some opportunities to play, and he's taken advantage of it. Tillman comes back on him on a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
Gary Matthews Jr. with a 3-run shot. Ran into a curveball from Grant Balfour down in Anaheim the other day, game winner.
3-2 delivery to him, and he'll foul it back. Matthews has hit .327 over the last 16 games and has started 30 of the last 31 in center field for Torrey Hunter. So this is where the depth of a bench, you just never know.
Well, they gave him $50 million, 5-year deal, $10 million a year, and 2 years ago he had a pretty good year. And then Torrey Hunter signed and he didn't play a whole lot last year.
He's gone, got him. Tillman gets his second strikeout. One away. Tickets are sold out for tomorrow's game in 2110 Utah Street, presented by First Fidelity Mortgage, but you're still going to have a chance to join in the fan club group for Nick and Adam coming up on Sunday, August 30, and on Saturday, September 5. $21 gets you the Reserve Utah Street seat, the I Live at 2110 Utah Street t-shirt, 888-848-BIRD, Orioles.com. A strike taken. Sean Figgins, who started the ball game out with a walk.
He's going to see a different pitcher. Tillman came out of the bullpen throwing 88, maybe got 191. He's been 93 to 96 ever since they got 6 runs.
That one to left field. Piet's going to use his speed. Nice catch! Felix Piet over on the line, and a ball sinking away from him off the bat of Figgins.
Yeah, that is how you get good hitters out. You pitch them one way and you defensive, and then you let your guys with talent. Piet's that made a nice transition from center to left. So again, there's your expo. Made it look pretty routine because of his speed, but he's playing over there, and you have to anticipate it. And you play Sean Figgins shallow because of if he singles, he's going to steal bases. He's got 34 of it.
By Sarah's Turris. He will go after the first pitch and pops it up to third base. Melvin Moore has got it, and Tillman retires the side in order and has retired the last 6 faced. PA with a defensive gem here in the third. With Jim Palmer and Amber Theo Harris, I'm Gary Thorne. Beautiful low 80-degree evening here at Camden Yards under clear skies. A little gentle breeze blowing out to left. It's a great night for the ball game, and the Orioles getting the 6 runs on 6 hits in the first after the Angels started with a 2-run, 2-hit first inning. And we go to the bottom half of the third. Mora, PA, and his Turris. RBI single for Melvin Mora. And a strike taken. Weaver, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Tillman, 2-2. Oh, 1 delivery by Weaver. Jammed him on the fists, and there'll be no play.
Yeah, he's now doing what he wanted to do in the first inning, which is be able to, instead of missing off the plate, hit the corners. And he hadn't thrown any slider. Didn't throw a slider in the second inning. That was a pitch that hurt him back in the first. And sometimes you just don't. If you have 3 pitches, maybe you don't have all 3 that night, or they're not good.
0-2 delivery, hit in the air to right center. Center fielder over Matthews, and he's got it. 1 away. Mora retired. Radio Shack, what do you know? Well, we know this. 1975, a guy named Jim Palmer, decent pitcher, set an Orioles record. 25 complete games were thrown. Orioles starters have thrown 25 complete games since 2004. Good or bad?
Oh, if you got a good closer, pretty good, actually.
Imagine that since 04 equaling the total number you had.
Yeah, it's just totally different.
Yeah, it is. It is that.
No, I mean, that's what you had to do. Everybody, the other guys were doing it. 9 pitchers versus 13. I mean, we were talking to Mike Sosa today. I said our bench back then with 9 pitchers, you had Terry Crowley and Merv Redmond. You had Davey May and Kurt Moten. You had Chico Simone. Real good bench because you only had 9 pitchers.
That one is drilled way back in right field. Felix PA has one. Goodbye home run.
And he's taking a look at it. That's how far it was.
3rd home run of the season and a 7-2 O's lead.
Yeah, launch job. Who cares if he held onto the ball back in the first? Got a double the next time up. There's your breaking ball. Well, he brought it out in the 3rd, and it leaves the park.
21 home runs surrendered now by Jared Weaver. 14 of them have been hit by the lefties. And PA is having himself a game. Great catch in the outfield after the momentary hesitation in the first inning that resulted in an error on a throw. Now he's got an RBI double and a home run. That ball lifted in the air behind second base. Shortstop Ibar had a little trouble reading that one, and his Taurus is retired. 2 down.
Yeah, the real high sky you talked about, not any clouds that I can see. Easy to lose as we get in, go from twilight to the lights taking effect, lose a ball in the sky.
So the Orioles, who have not been hitting many home runs, get one from PA in the inning. That's just the 3rd home run in the last 66 innings that the Orioles have hit. Here's Brian Roberts. He'll chop one. This has got a chance. Weaver guns it. Nice play to get Roberts. Helped his own cause. But PA delivers the homer, 3rd of the year. The Orioles extend the lead to 7-2. See the Baltimore Ford dealers. They are here this evening and throughout the weekend, in fact, showing off the all-new 2010 Mustang. So if you're going to be here, we hope you'll stop by and take a look at the new Mustang. It is a beauty. That's a muscle car, baby. Okay, never mind.
Convertible muscle.
That is a muscle car, too.
Good. Muscle car and tank top and go for it. Yeah, well, I'm saying, tank top and muscle car, get the top down.
That's right. Put the shades on
and go for it.
7-2 lead, and we're just going to the fourth inning. 7-8-1 for the Orioles, 2-2-0 for the Angels.
So Bobby Abreu, who last year took 631st pitches out of 683 at bats, he said, "I want to see the movement on the ball," and that's what he did.
0-1 delivery to him outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. A strikeout victim. He has really been a trouble spot for the Orioles pitching staff, as he's 8 for 23 this year. 2 home runs and 8 RBIs against the Orioles for Abreu. 1-1 delivery on the way. Keep in mind, on the season, the Orioles are 1-5 against the Angels, and the Angels have outscored the Orioles coming into the game 39-25. Now the Orioles have done a number on that here so far in this one to make it 41-32 in runs scored. Pitches up high, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Abreu, Guerrero, and Rivera. Chris Tillman has retired the last 6 in a row after a fine defensive play by Adam Jones gunned down Rivera to end the first inning, trying to extend a double into a 3-bagger. Fouled away.
Yeah, the 2 home runs came off Jeremy Guthrie, one on a changeup, and then one of the better swings I've seen all year. An 0-2, 2-strike pitch up and in. He just kind of short-stroked it, 3-run shot out in Anaheim.
Two ball, 2-strike count. Outfield deep straight away, and Bobby Abreu takes the pitch inside, and the count goes to 3-2. Seldom has there been a batter more willing to stand there lifeless than Bobby Abreu. He's a great hitter, but he will wait. He is in no rush whatsoever to swing at anything you throw up there, unless he's got you right where he wants you. 3-2 delivery. You get it in there. That ball belted in the air to center field. Jones going back of the wall, and goodbye, home run. Bobby Abreu delivers the dinger, his 10th of the year. It is his 78th RBI in a 7-3 game.
Oh, a 35-year-old guy that knows how to hit. And again, once he gauges the speed of your fastball, and that's what he's going to hit here. I mean, this is like a perfect pitch to drive. It's just down, so all he has to do is get the bat head to it. And once he's gauged the speed of your fastball, for a guy of his ability, it's not too hard to do. There you go.
He is an amazing hitter. So he's had 3 of his 10 home runs against the Orioles, and makes it a 7-3 ball game. Here's Vladdy Guerrero, singled his first time up, takes that one to shortstop. Is Torres. One away. Freeze Cam is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this, because I think it's the first time I've ever seen it. The drop hit. The curveball bounces. Not only does he get a base hit, this is the play where PA comes in, catches it, and then doesn't know where to throw it, throws it away, they get a run, and then had another run on the Rivera double. So that's one of the amazing things that, tell you what, he should be on the PGA Tour when he retires. He's only 34.
Maybe will be. It is in there for a 1-strike Rivera. So those of you watching will forever have a frame of reference now when anyone asks you the question. In baseball, can you hit a ball that bounces up to the plate? You've got the answer, and you can say, I saw that once. Pitch is outside, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Rivera had the double and an RBI, and then got thrown out. There's Vladdy. If anybody's going to do those sorts of things, it is Vladdy. He's the exact opposite of Abreu. He never saw a pitch he didn't want to swing at. That one in the air to the gap in left center field. Jones coming over to try and cut it off. He does, but it will still be a double, and a stand-up double. So Rivera's got two baggers and 2 at-bats.
So the last 41 games, he's driven in 35 runs. This is now his 20th extra base hit. And talk about coming to the big leagues. They don't hit this curveball in the minor leagues very often. He went down and raked it. Usually you just could go, if that's going to be a 2-strike pitch, you can just head for the dugout, because they're not hitting that in the minors. Boy, what an at-bat.
That puts the runner at second base, only one away, and will bring up Morales. Morales grounded out his first time up, 6th in homers, 9th in RBIs in the American League, and will take the pitch for a strike. He's hitting .400 in the month of August coming into this ball game, and has 5 home runs. Guerrero's got 4. He has 5 in the home run department in the month of August to lead the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. 0-1 delivery down low for a ball. I thought it was interesting the All-Star logos come out for the All-Star game that will be played in Anaheim, and it is going to be Anaheim. Big Anaheim name behind the logo with the baseball and cross bats on the front and everything for the All-Star game. It's not going to be Los Angeles, which would be a hard thing to pull off, I think, for an All-Star game. Say you're playing in Anaheim, but it's Los Angeles. But the Angels do it every day. Pitch is taken inside.
Well, they do it, I think, for marketing reasons, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And they do a great job of marketing their team.
Yes, they do. You see the billboards all over Los Angeles that say Los Angeles Angels, big billboards, which initially drove the Dodgers crazy. But competition. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit to right field. Markakis, will he be tested? No. Rivera will be held. Nick gets it into Aubrey Huff. But there we've got a homer, a double, and a single, surrounded by a ground ball out in this inning.
So a great extension, but again, we talked about the changeup. If you throw too many and you don't make good pitches, and that's what's going to happen. So again, that's a nice windup. Rick Kranitz is going to come out, and I mean, he's throwing 93 to 96, and now all of a sudden they're hitting curve balls. I discount the 3-2 home run to Abreu because you got yourself a situation where you don't want to walk him, and that happened on a fastball. But other than that, I'm sure Rick Kranitz is saying you're throwing a lot better than you think. So again, your fastball, you can make more mistakes with that pitch than you can with changeups and curveballs to the second best offensive team. So there you go. Rick Dempsey talked about this in the opening tonight with 2 outs. So 1 out, actually the numbers are pretty good, which is the case here. And that last number could either be an aberration through 4 starts or the fact that he's a young guy. Matt Albers will get loose, and that's not what you want if you're Chris Tillman. You'd like to win your first game tonight.
Still looking for it, and this is 4th major league start. Runners at first and third, and here's Ibar. Eric Ibar will foul it away. Ibar's 286 with runners in scoring position. Angels now trailing 7-3. But they've got 5 hits up on the board, and they've got Rivera at third with a double, and Morales over at first base, who picked up the single. Ibar's got the 9th best road average in the league, hitting at .322 away from Anaheim. Quick throw over by Tillman. Good idea, as Morales almost got caught wandering away. Chris Tillman, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a game that looked, at least on paper, to be a physically grueling game for pitchers is headed in that direction. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Ibar went up the ladder where you put the paint can, and it's 0-2.
So Chris Tillman with a couple of strikeouts. Boy, he would like to get one here. And for Ibar, he's not going to bunt now, but he's got 15 bunt hits. He's got 26 infield hits, so it gives you an idea of how quick he is.
Has not hit well, as you see, against the Orioles in his career.
See, now you can throw that curveball, and you don't have to throw it for a strike. Just hope that Matt Wieters, if you throw it a little bit under the strike zone, is going to block it if you happen to throw it in the dirt.
Trying to keep the double play in order here by making these throws over. Ibar with all that speed and hitting from the left side. It'll be very tough to double up in any event. 0-2 count, delivery to him. Ibar, chopper. Is Torres coming? Going to go to the plate. Here's the throw. Wieters there. They'll get Rivera locked in the rundown. The tag made. And that's the only out they'll get, as one of the runners will move up. Morales ends up going over to third base. Ibar has to stay at first, though, so is Torres. making a play that in the end wasn't too tough to get the out on.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, I think he knows he's going to get the out, but usually he'll take the sure out. It's sure enough. And the great play about here, Wieters is going to run back Rivera, who doesn't have much speed. He goes out of the baseline, so Ibar cannot get into scoring position. Otherwise, it would have backfired a little bit.
So Morales, good base running, moves over to third because that could have been a close play. And the fielder's choice puts Ibar on at first base for Mike Napoli. Now there are 2 down. Play by his Torres to get the out and not give up the run. Chris Tillman now with 2 down. Napoli will take the off-speed breaking ball in for a strike.
Another hanging changeup. You can get away with it, but it's not where you want to pitch Napoli. He is such a good high ball hitter.
Oh, 1 count to him. 16 home runs on the year. Runner not going. He was very late on a fastball. 0-2.
Man, that's the book on him. You want to throw him fastballs, try to throw him out of the strike zone, and then get him out with breaking balls.
Tillman with a 2-strike count. See if he goes after him right here. Morales off third, Ibar off first. 0-2 delivery on the way outside. 1-2 on Mike Napoli.
See, you are seeing glimpses of what everybody has talked about, Chris Tillman. He's got a real good curveball. The changeup has been good tonight. But right there, a little extra. Even though, I mean, he wanted to throw it to the outside corner because he doesn't have enough experience. But he's got an awfully good arm. And he's got that play.
Decided to throw it over because he thought he was going to catch Ibar with his head down looking towards the bag and not at him. But he got back to the bag in time. Angels don't make a lot of mistakes on the bases. They will make outs on the bases because Mike Scioscia wants his team to be aggressive. And like that out that occurred at third on Rivera trying to extend a double, that's okay. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Breaking ball. Wieters will block it. And the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels continue to be the leading team going from first to third since Mike Scioscia's been there. That is the number that has made an enormous difference on his team. They advance on the base paths in every situation imaginable.
And I said, how do you do that? He said, we run hard to the next base.
Yes. 2-2. Here's the delivery on the way. Swung on and missed. He had Napoli guessing, and he got him with a heater. 3 strikeouts for Tillman. 1 run in. Bobby Abreu led the inning off with a homer, but a couple will be left on. The Orioles still on top, 7-3.
Orioles home game. There are plenty of big screen HD TVs to catch all the action en masse, and plus the Orioles All Access pregame show is broadcast live from the bar with Tom Davis and Dave Johnson. Don't miss the bar's pregame specials and postgame fun. Next time you're at Camden Yards, stop by the Bud Light Warehouse Bar on Utah Street. Gary?
And Amber, be a lot of folks there tonight. They a good house on hand. Between innings about young players growing up together at the major league level. Young pitcher, catcher, Rick Kranitz in the middle of it, doing more listening here and helping them to learn. Swung on a miss by Adam Jones. Jones already coming to the plate for the third time. He has drawn a walk, hit into a fielder's choice, bottom half of the fourth inning, a 7-3 lead. Jared Weaver has struggled his way through so far, giving up the home run to PA, and then that six-run six-hit first inning.
Yeah, you can't really do anything about that.
Nope,
I mean, that's water over the dam, and so again, all you can do is get yourself back in the game, get in a rhythm, and hope you can maintain it somewhere. 1 or 2 runs over the next 5 innings and take the chances with this offense that the Angels bring to town.
Told you Texas is the only team this team has really struggled with. They've won 3 and lost 9 in their own division against Texas, team that is chasing them. Fouled off. They have outstanding numbers elsewhere, 20-9 against the East, and they've got a 6-3 record against Oakland. They are 6-7 against Seattle. I mean, it's kind of surprising the Angels team in their own division are 4 games under 500.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons is because Seattle pitches well, and then Texas, maybe as much in recent years as any time, they can pitch with them because the ERAs are actually, Texas, who had the worst, is better this year, and then they can hit with them, especially down in Arlington. Because they need tough to hit with the Rangers in Arlington. They just looks like such a big ballpark till you start throwing baseballs.
And then they start leaving the yard rather regularly. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way to Jones, and he's got his first hit off Weaver. So the Orioles get a leadoff single here in the 4th inning. To the middle of the order coming up. Let's take a look at our Ford trivia question. Who is the only rookie pitcher in Angels franchise history to throw a no-hitter? Who is it?
Bo Belinsky.
Bo Belinsky, and the answer is
probably wrong, but
Bo Belinsky.
It is, yeah. Well, because
it was against the Orioles.
Well, I wasn't there then.
Well, I understand.
It was at Scottsdale High School.
Never mind.
No.
Bo Belinsky is the answer. Bo in his time made a few headlines on the front page of newspapers and sports.
Well, that's kind of why I remember, other than the no-hitter.
No-hitter.
He may have played in, well, of course, back then they were actually playing in Los Angeles.
Yes.
They weren't playing in Anaheim. Ballpark wasn't in existence until 1966. He thought Hollywood starlets. Why not?
Well, apparently the answer is no good reason why not.
No.
For those of you too young to remember Bo Belinsky, we suggest you log in, go to Google, put Bo Belinsky in, and read on. Nick Markakis has struck out and popped up. Nick with a runner at first. Jones, the Orioles' 9th hit of the ball game. And Nick will take it in the dirt, and it goes by. And going down to second base will be Jones. That one looked like it went right through the wickets of Napoli.
And usually the way they judge whether it's a wild pitch or a passed ball is the ball bounce. And it does, but should have been caught. Mike Scioscia knows that. Mike Napoli, who catches for Mike Scioscia, his manager, who, like a former catcher, knows that. That was a ball that didn't bounce out there that far that you shouldn't have blocked it.
It will go as a wild pitch and put a runner in scoring position now for Nick Markakis.
How about getting the runner over and in?
Nobody out.
Yeah,
swung on and missed. That's the pitch he's been using against him.
Yeah, these are the situational. As we look at Matt Palmer, 8-1 as a starter, 9-1 on the year. He's been used out of the bullpen most recently, but situational hitting is get the runner over. You got Huff already with the double. Bring him up there. They may bring the infield in, make him a better hitter.
Long look by Weaver. The 1-2 delivery on the way. Markakis jammed. 74 pitches have been thrown by Weaver. That's one of the reasons there's action in the bullpen, and the other is the Orioles have continued to find a way to hit him pretty hard.
One of those nights, we see them all the time. Again, when your ERA is up around 5 runs a game, the wild pitches, and the Orioles trying to just keep it going.
And that will call for a conference here. Markakis, as we noted at the top, having a tremendous August. He's hitting .354 coming into the ball game this month. Has one of the Oriole home runs in the month of August. There haven't been many. The only one with 2 is Adam Jones for this month. But Nick has certainly had the bat going. That's part of that 6-game hit streak he's got.
Well, batting practice is a lot different than hitting in the games. But when you came into this year at a .299 level, you know he can hit for average. But he hit some balls today that guys were thinking, is that going to hit the warehouse?
And way inside to him.
Yeah, there's a nice play by Mike Napoli. This one doesn't get by him.
And as part of Nick's run, of course, he continues with the consecutive games on base, 33 straight. He has not extended it here tonight, and that's how you block it.
That curveball well out in front of home plate. And
he decided not to do the Vladimir Guerrero.
No.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Jones off second base, nobody out. Reached for it, fouled it back, and stays alive. He is forcing Jared Weaver to throw a lot of pitches here and keep the number going. The Orioles wouldn't mind getting to this bullpen at all. As we told you, it is a disjointed affair right now. Ranked 12th in ERA, and the second most hits allowed per 9 innings of any bullpen belongs to the Angels. 2-2 delivery on the way. Markakis will loop that one to center field. It'll be played by Matthews, tagging up Jones, so he gets the runner moved up. With 1 away, Jones is at third base.
And Mike Scioscia looking out, and he's going to give some signs where they're going to play their infield. So didn't get the ground ball, but he does get him over. Hit it hard. But Matthews ran it down.
Infield's moved in. Napoli looking over to Scioscia again.
Yeah, they're going to actually walk him.
Yeah, they're going to put him on.
Well, we told you about that 187 number, Weaver against righties, even though Raimond his last time up hit a hanging slider into the gap for a double. But this is percentage baseball, and how often have we seen the Orioles have to do this when you trail early? And this is what the Angels did. It's a calculated risk. And you hope a guy that's given up 7 runs all of a sudden is going to miraculously make a good pitch and get you out of the inning with 1 pitch.
Aubrey Huff, the intentional pass, will be his 7th of the season.
And when you're going well, sometimes it works, and when you're going poorly, it's just another run on base.
So Nolan Raimold will try and answer the intentional walk in front of him. They're looking for the double play. They know Huff is not going to run. Raimold, first time up, got a walk and scored. Second time up, delivered a double and was stranded. Now he's got runners on at first and third.
But what Aubrey Huff can do, again, this is where your primary lead and your secondary lead are so important. What kind of jump can you get to break up a double play? Make it more difficult for them to turn the double play that they're trying to get.
The delivery on the way to Raimold is going to be outside for a ball. Nolan, the designated hitter in the ball game tonight, with Wieters waiting behind him as the O's trying to extend the 7-3 lead here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Weaver, the 1-0 delivery to him, and that's going to miss inside, and he falls behind 2-0. Even though Nolan has had a tough August hitting under 200, he's kept the scoring position numbers up. 327 with runners in scoring position. He's been able to pick up key hits and hit the ball hard on his double his last time up. And that slider misses outside. Weaver looks like his arm's falling off as the count goes to 3-0.
Well, his fastball 85 miles per hour. He really hasn't had the extra zip, and the scoreboard shows you that. One thing about Raimold, even though the numbers have gone down, power numbers and all that, he still seems to be disciplined at the plate. And take that 3-0 pitch. And we saw him, how many times did we see him earlier in the year, actually in these counts, not try to pull the ball, hit the ball the other way. And of course, that's a great way to hit the ball to the right side now to stay out of the double play.
They give him the big hole between first and second with Torres, the second baseman, way over to the bag. See how far over he is. 3-1 delivery on the way, and that will be foul back. Everywhere you go, including tonight with Angel folks who are on hand, broadcasters, writers, everybody asks about Nolan Reimold. They say, you know, this guy, you look at his numbers, you watch him play, and it's like he's kind of under the radar, isn't he? He doesn't get all the publicity that a lot of other players here have, especially the pitchers for the Orioles. And I think that's a fair assessment. And I think you said before, it's probably the best thing that happened to him. He is under the radar. He's just kind of developing quietly into a very strong everyday player. 3-2 look.
What I like about him, and I think personality has a lot to do. I mean, he's far from proven he can play here every day. I mean, but he's done a nice job over the first 2 months. It's just he has such a placid personality. I mean, he's not very excitable.
His blood pressure's got to be real good. 3-2 delivery, runner goes, won't matter, ball 4.
So play discipline, such a important part as Mike Scioscia will come out to make a pitching change. They're right there. I mean, that doesn't even sniff at it. Takes the fastball a couple inches off the corner. There's 3-0. Not hitting. Hanging slider. Ball 4. And Weaver's going to leave.
So we're going to get to see Matt Palmer in this ball game, working out of the bullpen as Weaver has a very off night, and the Orioles take advantage of it. 7-3 lead. By Corona and Corona Light, official sponsors of the timeout. Relax responsibly. So the Orioles trying to increase their lead as out of the ball game, the 26-year-old with a 12-3 record, Jared Weaver, and Matt Palmer's on.
Yeah, he really started out great. As now pitching out of the bullpen in a very good ERA, 7 earned runs in his 21 and a third innings, 13 relief pitches. Started the season 12 starts, was 8-1 with an ERA a little bit under 5 runs a game. So again, last year played with the Giants. They wasn't tendered a contract. The Angels picked him up. They had all kinds of injuries early on, and he stayed out here and done a nice job for him all year long.
He's 30 years old, Matt Palmer, and the bases are loaded. So the Orioles have a chance to do some real damage right here. They've already got a 7-3 lead. And Matt Wieters has struck out and grounded out. Sacks are full with a single, an intentional walk, and an unintentional walk. And that one in the air to left field. It'll get at least one in. Rivera back will put it away. Tagging up Jones. Throw to third. Sac fly and an RBI for Wieters. And an 8-3 Orioles lead.
Yeah, nice job by Matt Wieters. Situational hitting. Less than 2 outs. Get a ball you can hit in the air. And that's exactly what he did.
16 RBIs for the Oriole catcher. Other runners stay where they are. Huff remains at second. Reimold remains at first. All these base runners, of course, the responsibility of the starter, Weaver.
Well, you saw him looking out on the field. He has certainly a genuine interest in what goes on here when you leave with the bases loaded, having already given up 7. Now 8.
Now Melvin Mora, who has accounted for one of those with an RBI single. Melvin 1 for 2 in the ball game. Weaver 2-1 lifetime against the Orioles. We'll watch at least the completion of this inning.
Yeah, this was his first start ever. Talking about Jared Weaver at Camden Yards. All the other ones in Anaheim. And it's a different ball game out there because of the weather. I mean, it's usually pretty much ideal. And of course, you come from the West Coast here, even though this is not one of our hotter days. In fact, it was pretty comfortable.
Very nice.
It's a little different, a lot more perspiration. Hard to get used to it in a hurry.
1 ball, 1 strikeout. Matt Palmer with 2 down. Palmer wasn't signed until January and attended spring training as a non-roster player. The Elias Sports Bureau says he is the first rookie, and at the age of 30 in Major League history, 30 or over, to start a season with 6 consecutive wins as a starter. Palmer did that, and now working out of the bullpen. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. Moore takes it inside for a ball. In his relief appearances, he's got a 2.95 ERA. This is the 14th relief appearance that Matt Palmer has made after 12 starts. He had a 5 ERA as a starter.
Yeah, he pitched to AAA last year. Record wasn't good, but the strikeouts per inning, walks down, not a lot of home runs.
And he's on with a walk, and they're loaded again. Well, so far it has been about PA. PA in this ball game started it out with a double and an RBI, made a great catch in the outfield to end an inning, and then in his last at bat, leading off the third, he clocked one, his 3rd home run of the season. A slice of All-American pie right there. Felix PA tonight with ice cream.
Well, he's looking for some whipped cream right here, and that would be a base hit or something like that.
2 down, PA with the bases loaded, and he fouls it away. Strike 1. Palmer trying to limit the damage here as the Orioles have a run in and have made it an 8-3 ball game. With the bases loaded, 6 RBIs. 0-1 delivery. Palmer gets it in there, and an 0-2 count on PA.
Yeah, the irony is that when he came to spring training, he had a pretty funky batting stance, and Terry Crowley, the Oriole hitting instructor, started working with him, and when he was playing and doing pretty much full time, he was 9 for 57 in his first 24 games. And then Reimold comes up, Crow gets to work with him a little bit longer, his swings got better, but he hadn't played much, and the numbers have been much better playing. I mean, he's close to 300 with a home run, 14 runs, 9 RBIs over the last 36 games in sporadic play.
As you know, Jim, some players get found out when they play every day.
Yeah, well, you're right, and a lot of breaking balls and changeups.
Yep. That may not. Yeah. For PA, that's hard to say.
You'd like to think that his swing's gotten better, but it could be a combination of both of those things. That's a pitch he probably would have swung at it back in April.
Buried one in the dirt, Palmer did, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Huff's on, he got the intentional pass, that hasn't worked. Reimold was walked behind him, one of the reasons it didn't work. Melvin Moore is over there at first base. 1 ball, 2 strike count, and that is taken inside, and it'll go 2-2.
Yeah, you can see that cut fastball, and a cut fastball, a little more pressure in the middle finger. It just kind of veers at 90 miles per hour. And again, this is a veteran pitcher, not overpowering, 90-91, relies on movement.
Orioles looking for one that will really be an important hit in the ballgame. They could get one right here. 2-2 delivery on the way. PA will go down swinging on a nasty slider that came in his hands. But the Orioles will add another. They leave the bases loaded. Weaver responsible for all 8 of those runs. first inning to cut an inning down, and then Rivera delivered what would be a double, but he tried to take third on a great throw by Adam Jones. That would be the final out of the inning. The Orioles using PA in left field tonight. He made a great catch on Figgins, denying him an extra base hit. And the Orioles offense has risen to the occasion, coming up with 8 runs on 9 hits so far through 4.
Yep, and the defense, of course, if you're 21 years old and trying to win your first major league game, it's nice to have the 8 runs. It's nice to have the good defense behind you.
Tillman working to Matthews, who struck out his first time up, then the top of the order. Matthews takes the fastball on the outside corner.
No disrespect to Gary Matthews Jr. He played here. He's a terrific guy, but he's the one guy that you better get out, because he's the only guy in this lineup that's hitting under 297 coming into the game, even though he's a very capable player.
Taking the place of Torrey Hunter.
He lays off a nice pitch there. That was a pretty good curveball.
He's done pretty well. 327 over his last 16. Again, one of those players you wonder. He's a veteran, bench player right now. 2-1 delivery, fouled off. Wow. Thank goodness for the screen on that one.
Well, to me, everybody, and I did not do any of the first 3 starts by Chris Tillman, but his fastball is a lot better than advertised. Not only velocity, they said it straight. Pretty good movement on it tonight. Not early on because he couldn't command it, but ever since the second inning and they got him a 6-2 lead, he's been much more relaxed.
2-2 foul back. Matthews trying to go up the ladder on it.
But see, when you get a swing like that, and that pitch at 95, you could see it was a pretty good swing. So now you either locate the fastball at a different location if you can, or you go to another pitch. But I don't want to go to 3-2 here with Figgins up. I want to maintain this 8-3 lead.
2-2 delivery up the middle, fielded his position and gets the out. Matthews retired. One away here in the 5th inning. Yankees make their final visit to Baltimore for the 09 season Monday, August 31 through Wednesday, September 2. Great seats are available for each game, but going fast. Tuesday, September 1, it'll be Ollie's Bargain Night, presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. All upper reserved seats only $8. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. And we're already talking about September. Lordy, Lordy. One away here, top of the order, Figgins. A walk. And denied a base hit on that fine catch you saw made by PA in left field. Figgins will take it for a strike. RBI by Rivera in the first as Torres scored on an error, and then the home run by Abreu leading off the 4th, accounting for the 3 runs the Angels had. Orioles got 6 runs, 6 hits in the first inning. Huff a 2 RBI double, Mora RBI single. PA with an RBI double, and his Torres a 2 RBI single. PA's added to that with his 3rd home run. Wieters has got a sac fly. 1-1 breaking ball, catches him, and it'll go 1-2.
Yeah, a lot of deception on the change. Figgins, he just couldn't pick it up. He didn't have a problem following that curveball, even though it seemed like they had pretty good break, but totally fooled on the changeup.
1-2 delivery. That ball will go to short as Torres second hop. Yeah. 2 down.
Yeah, I think what Chris Tillman is learning, at least Rick Kranitz will tell him this, is that at this level, they don't always swing at the pitch that you want them to hit. So in other words, you throw that good curveball, he's not looking for a curveball, he takes it, but when you get to 2 strikes, all bets are off. That's when, I don't care how good you are, and whether you're the number 2 offensive team in the American League, you got to swing the bat. And that's exactly what happened there. And then when you start make that kind of pitch at 94, the game's never easy, but it gets a lot simpler.
And he has settled down after that first inning. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and a breaking ball will miss as Torres drew a walk, scored in the first, and popped out his last time up. Myceres Torres getting back in action. He came out Tuesday after he had a pitch that hit him on the left elbow, and he has not played since. He didn't go in the DL, obviously. He's back here tonight, back into the starting lineup. Big extra base hit guy. 12 of them over the last 35 games, in which he's hit 328. 2-1 delivery on the way, and as Torres on a check swing to third. Melvin Moore the backhand. Reach, tagged him, safe. Safe is the call. And now the umpire changes it to an out. He wanted to make sure he had the ball And he did. First base umpire wasn't sure, Larry Vanover, where the baseball was, so his initial call was safe, and then he said, show me the ball. Is it in the glove? Show me. That's what you tagged him with. And he said, yeah, I got it. All right, he's out. Hit the ball that bounced. That play at first base. I'm not quite sure what Larry wanted to know. The umpire asking Huff to show him the glove and the ball in it.
Well, I think Aubrey took the glove off right away. Maybe because either Vanover couldn't see whether the ball was in the glove, but he had the ball in the glove. And a lot of times in the old days, you used to take it out and just throw it back to the mound. Now goes to the stands, goes into the dugout or whatever. But again, kind of an interesting night. And to me, I'm seeing. We always talk about how the young pitching is. Certainly has to get better, and they have to have an opportunity. Well, Tillman gives up the runs early. He's been very, very good. Other than the Abreu home run on a 3-2 pitch with a big lead, he's pitched better than I really expected. I tell you what, this kid's got some great stuff.
And he's learned to use the defense behind him, as the Orioles have made a couple of very fine defensive plays that are the kind that make a difference perhaps in the inning. The takeout of Figgins in that first, attempting to steal PA on what would have been a double by Figgins later in the ball game. And they've gotten rid of Weaver, the starter, and got Palmer in the bullpen. That's where the Orioles want to be, with the Angels is in the pen.
Yeah, you look at a matchup. I mean, Jared Weaver came in with 12-3 and just having a marvelous year with all the injuries they've had in their pitching staff. And again, they've gotten them a lot of runs. Of course, the game is not over. I mean, we're only in the 5th inning. They've only scored 3. But the matchup did not look like it favored it. But the one interesting thing, I think, Gary, is that Mike Scioscia, I don't care when you've been around the game as long as he respects every team he plays. And I said, you guys have really been playing well. He said, yeah, but the Orioles are a better team than they've showed. And I think that, but it's up to them. And tonight, so far, they played a lot better than they have in the last couple of weeks.
Dave Turnblay's ball club, which we showed you at the top, had the dog days of August sink in on their offense, have had the alternative happen here tonight. They've come up with the big hits. They've done better with runners in scoring position already in this ball game than they've done for the entire month. This is going to be to shallow center. And Matthews is not going to be able to make the play, and as Torres gets to second base.
So the Angels playing a little bit like the Orioles play from time to time, or teams that allow the other team to just outplay. I mean, this is a routine play. Somebody's got to catch it. And again, they have the hesitation. Matthews can't catch it. Really not all about him, but he should have caught the ball. And it's Torres who got the big 2-run single in the first. And of course, Matt Palmer, a veteran, age 30, he covers the base. So big break for the Orioles. It's 8-3. We know about the offense for the Angels. Why not try to score some more runs if they're going to help you?
And there's what we're talking about when key players are out. They will be found. Nothing against Matthews. Torrey Hunter makes that play like it was a Little League yesterday. Let's get this.
Well, that's what he did in Little League.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just a ball you catch. But Matthews isn't used to playing out there. He gets a little. He hears the footsteps, gets a little nervous with the infielders coming out on him, and the ball falls in. And it is a double for his Torres. And the Orioles get the leadoff man on yet again in this ball game. That's 10 hits now for the Orioles in the game. They include doubles by Roberts and Huff and PA. And now is Torres, those extra base hits coming tonight where they hadn't been earlier this month. Brian Roberts, a double and a single already in the ball game. He is 2 for 3, coming to the plate for the 4th time in the game here in the 5th inning. You see the Orioles already 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Yeah, after going 8 for 49 over the last 5 games. Talk about it all the time. You want to start playing better, you just have to produce better. I mean, it sounds so simple. I mean, it's not always easy to do. I was reading an article in the Globe the other day where after facing Burnett and Sabathia and Chamberlain and Dave Madigan, the hitting authority of the Red Sox, well, we just have to hit better pitching better. Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, that's what the good teams do. They figure out how to win some way.
Excuses don't ever work or make you better.
Well, they don't win games.
They don't win ball games.
No.
Don't do anything for you. I mean, look, I don't want to hear about how you faced the top 10 ERAs in the league in the last 10 days. Shut up and hit, you know. I mean, it's as simple as that. You're in the big leagues. And if you can't, then tip your cap the other way and come out the next day. But don't be looking for excuses. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that one is fouled back. But how much easier is the ball game for the hitters, Jim, when you get a lead early in the game and you're not pressing in every at bat?
Well, yeah, you're not pressing, and they're putting guys on. They're trying to load up the bases to get the double play ball, and those runs count. You turn the lineup over. All the things would happen, and we've seen them happen over the last couple of years for the Orioles when they're not ahead in ball games as you get into the, sometimes the early innings.
2-2 delivery. Brian Roberts will foul that one off outside of third, and not enough room for Figgins.
I mean, this is a perfect example. I mean, Brian Roberts has been playing very, very well, but you need to try to get another run here, and you'd like to be able. It's a little more difficult now. It's 2-2, but move the runner over. And that's I think the frustrating sometimes is that you see teams coming in. I mean, the Angels are 18 games ahead of Oakland, yet Oakland came in and did all the little things, and it translated into 2 out of the 3 wins.
2-2 delivery. He got that one towards the corner. That's going to be a base hit off the wall. As Torres will score easily. Here's the throw into second. Roberts is safe with a fine inside the bag hook. And Brian Roberts 2 doubles, a 3-hit game, and an RBI.
42 doubles on the year. There you go. Well, he gets him over and gets him in. The bonus. Abreu makes a nice throw, and the only reason he's not out. Watch the slide by Brian Roberts to the inside of the bag. Ibar makes a very nice tag. Here's your throw. Javi Abreu can still play the outfield. Again, a normal slide straight into the bag, you're out.
That's a great slide. We don't see that very often anymore. Sliding to the different sides of the bag, what used to be called the hook slides. Because in all honesty, I don't think a lot of players can do that anymore.
No, but again, the gifted players, and Brian Roberts is in that category, you're watching where the fielder is going to catch the ball and where he's reaching for it. The ball's in front of you. So you try to anticipate it, but again, you have to be able to do it.
And he did. 1-0 delivery. Still nobody out here. Roller down to third. That will stay foul. Sean Figgins picking it up in foul territory off the bat of Adam Jones. So the Orioles have put up 9 runs on 11 hits through 4+ innings of this ball game, as they've added 1 here in the 5th with nobody out in this first of 4 games against the Angels team, coming in with the 68-44 mark and the best road record in the American League with their 32-22 mark. Not an easy task to be doing this. Jared Weaver, the starter, 8 runs, 9 hits over 3 1/3 innings. Struck out 3, walked 4, 1 intentional. And Perry on in Palmer on in relief, misses outside with it. Shane Lewell up in the bullpen. We may see a few pitches the way this game's going. That's a decision Mike Scioscia has to make. Do you just use a couple and let them run along in the game, or do you use a lot of people and try and keep everybody sort of available for the rest of the series?
I think we saw that by letting Jared Weaver. And again, you got to know your pitcher. He wasn't going to throw in the white flag by letting him get as deep in the game as he could. And then you can use your guys for an inning or 2 and not lose them for the whole series or for a couple of days.
Adam Jones, a single his last time up, 1 for 2 and a walk. He has scored 2 runs in the ball game. Here's the 2-2 delivery by Palmer, off speed pitch and a breaking ball. Palmer will get the strikeout. That'll be his second, and that's the first out of the inning. Youth sports teams, coaches, and players. Orioles want to remind you to get ready for Youth Sports Day, Sunday, September 20. Red Sox will be here. Your team, any sport, can take part in a pregame parade around the Oriole Park field and enjoy great group pricing on tickets. Call the Orioles 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. September 20 when the Red Sox are in town for the pregame parade for youth sports teams. Doesn't have to be baseball. Taken for a strike, Nick Markakis. Markakis 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Nick has gone 6 for 27 with 4 RBIs against the Angels on the season. Got an RBI chance here. Ground ball towards short. Runner's got to stay. Ibar in the dirt, but leaning and hanging onto the bag. Morales to get the out. Roberts stays at second base.
Yeah, pretty routine until Ibar is going to throw a little cut fastball over to first. And easily you pick your hop. A couple of crow hops, and then the ball sails a little bit. And Morales with a nice play. Pretty agile. And this is a guy that wasn't known for his defense. Played pretty well this year. But they still favor the bat.
And a strike taken on a sharp breaking ball.
You know, you look at Matt Palmer and you start looking at the numbers, the 9-1 record, but he's a pretty effective guy. I imagine if he started, lefties are hitting over 300 to 301, righties are at 206. If you started them, they could put 4, 5, 6 lefties in the lineup. But when you bring them in relief of maybe a left-hander or whatever, or a right-hander where you got a lot of right-handers in the lineup, chance to be pretty effective.
And very hard to change your lineup if you're the other team.
Yeah, exactly.
That's already been set.
You're not going to if you have a lead.
Exactly. Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Huff will take it down low.
Because he's crafty. Everything's moving. He's got a good name.
He's a vulture.
Well, that too. It's a term when
not a negative term.
You swoop down and win.
Swoop down and get wins in ball games that are close.
But you usually have to pitch well to do
this. Absolutely.
Phil Reagan, we played the Dodgers. I mean, we won 14 games that year.
That's going to be a base hit into right field. Taking a look, Brian Roberts. He'll make the turn. Here's the throw by Bobby Abreu. It is there, and he is out. And a good job by Napoli, who had the plate covered. He forced Roberts to try and go around him on the outside. But Abreu's throw is there, and see, Napoli's got the whole plate covered. Brian never even got close to it. That will save a run. Tillman is looking for his first major league win. He started out in this game by giving up a couple of runs in the first inning and fell behind, but the Orioles came to his cause. He's got a shot at being the winner.
Yeah, he really has, and I think to me He gets out of the first inning, and then he relaxes, so the velocity goes up with a big strikeout. Had a chance, runners at first and third, 2 outs, and he got the ground ball, play at home plate. Cesar Esteuras throws out the runner, and then he strikes out Napoli, and all of a sudden the Orioles keep adding runs, so he's in a nice position, even though this is a tough inning. Always, because again, you're not in the late innings that often, and then you got a very tough at bat. We know that Abreu's not going to swing at any balls. You got to be aggressive early on.
Bobby Abreu getting the 7th assist of the year on that out at the plate. It's been a really entertaining ball game. A lot of activity, a lot of plays made by the defense. Outs recorded on the base paths, long balls hit, big innings. And Chris Tillman knows all about big innings and not forgetting where you are. In his second start against Detroit, he had a 5-0 lead before he ever got out there to throw a pitch, and ended up in a ball game that would be a 6-5 Detroit win, and he was non-decisioned in. So he's already had the early experience of a lot of runs that weren't enough. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Bobby Abreu. A home run, his 10th, his last time up, and he has struck out.
And there's another curveball that Abreu lays off. It was a good one, but they don't lay off that pitch in the minor leagues. It's just such a difference, and Abreu is so disciplined.
2-2 delivery, takes that one to left field. PA. Abreu is retired. One down here in the 6th. Guerrero and Rivera.
It's such a learning process for a young pitcher, and I went through it where you wonder how your stuff translates once you come from the minor leagues. I didn't spend as much time as Chris does, but you come up here and you realize at the end of the day, and I was lucky that Robin Roberts, my first roommate, said the best pitch in baseball is a good fastball. And you have one, and Tillman has one, so throw it.
Nothing's changed.
Nope.
Unless you throw a knuckleball, that's pretty much the rule. He'll miss with that outside for a ball. Vladdy with a single and a run scored. Guerrero's also grounded out. The designated hitter takes that one in the air to left center field. PA and Jones going to fall in. Jones cuts it off, and Guerrero's got to stay at first. So Guerrero gets his second hit, but a good play by Jones to keep him on at first base with one away. Oriole fans, when it comes to tickets, you deserve Major League service. Go to StubHub, official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Orioles.
Yeah, I thought PA was actually going to catch that ball. It almost looked like Felix thought that Adam was going to catch it, and Adam thought, well, not routine by any means. The ball falls.
Both were too fast.
Yeah.
Thought the other might get it. Here is Juan Rivera. Rivera had the double and was thrown out to end the first inning by Jones, and then had a double and got caught in a rundown and was tagged out in the 4th inning. He's had an interesting day on the base paths already. Juan Rivera hitting at .311. And Rivera will take the pitch inside for a ball. He's now had 9 hits and 23 at bats against the Orioles this year. That's why this Angels team came in with a .314 batting average against the Orioles in the games played the first 6 of the year. Orioles, though, putting their own numbers up tonight. Off-speed pitch off the end of the bat. And that'll be back into the seats.
Well, they're just a very confident ball club when it comes to hitting. They have good balance and they have good speed. Matt Albers, second time up tonight. Out in Anaheim the last trip the Orioles took out there, they actually came back in 2 of the games, once against Birkin and once against Rich Hill, down 4-0. And it was like nothing. And they're not finished tonight. It's not like they're going to go away. And that's not what good hitting teams do. They're going to put as many on the board until you get those 27 outs.
1-1 delivery on the way. Another off-speed pitch that he was out in front of. Fouled it off the end of the bat.
Yeah, a couple of high changeups that he hits foul, and that's a pretty good swing there. Those are home run swings.
Juan Rivera is very strong. Like Guerrero in front of him in the lineup, he can hit some screaming line drives. And obviously, when given a ball that he can juice, he'll do that as well. 1 ball, 2-strike count on him. Tillman back to first base. Aubrey Huff, that's one. Got to tag him down there. Tag put on. Nice play at both ends. Aubrey Huff on a scorcher, able to haul it in, tag the bag. That creates the need for the tag on Guerrero, but he knew he had time, Guerrero being slow, and he did.
Leagues. Looks like some trades still going on there as the Reds have sent shortstop Alex Gonzalez to the Boston Red Sox for a minor leaguer and some cash. Also, interesting story, Eric Bedard underwent arthroscopic surgery. It revealed a torn labrum in his left shoulder. He will be out for 4 to 6 months. He will not be able to resume baseball activities. This is the 4th time Bedard has been on the disabled list since being traded from Baltimore to the Mariners for 5 players that brought, of course, Chris Tillman, tonight's starter, and Adam Jones over to Baltimore. A lot of speculation this could be the end of Bedard's career as a Mariner, as he is a free agent at the end of the season. Also, really quickly, want to congratulate the Orioles 2009 first-round draft pick Matt Hobgood. He got his first professional baseball win last night in Bluefield. Gary?
All right, Amber, thank you. And we're sorry to hear that about Eric. Boy, yeah. What a terrible, I mean, having it at any time, but in your season where you're looking for a big deal, he's out of there. Here is Shane Lukes on to pitch.
Well, it kind of explains what he's gone through, though. I mean, not only this year, but last year. So Lukes will come on with the Angels down by 6.
And the first ball probably broke the bat. Hustling down, and just in time to get the out. Reimold retired on the throw by Ibar. Palmer worked an inning and 2/3. He gave up a run on 2 hits with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. And now we're going to look at the right-hander Lukes out of the bullpen, as Mike Scioscia is going to have to use a few pitchers here in this one.
Yeah, his last appearance was against Texas, where he pitched 4 innings.
So he's probably got 1 inning, right?
You know what? I was back on the 7th, so he's had some rest. Get a little tune-up.
Wieters a sac fly, and he is struck out and grounded out. Orioles 9 runs, 12 hits. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Angels in the ball game. Shane Lukes came up from AAA July 11. Had shoulder problems, have been on the DL for the latter part of May. He began the season as a starter. Was on the roster for opening day, but then the shoulder problems sent him down now to the bullpen. Wieters goes the other way. Rivera will make the catch on him, and there are 2 down here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. On Sunday, August 30, don't miss American Classics Day at the ballpark, presented with the Maryland Lottery. All fans at that 1:35 game against the Indians will get $1 hot dogs and sodas. So we hope you'll gather up the family and friends. Make it a day of affordable baseball. Call the Orioles 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. That's for August 30. Real good crowd on hand here on this beautiful Friday night to start this series. It is a 4-game set, don't forget. pitch is taken outside by Melvin Moore. It'll be Brian Mattis making the start in tomorrow night's game against John Lackey. Jeremy Guthrie goes against Sean O'Sullivan on Sunday afternoon, and then Monday night David Hernandez and Irvin Santana. Down to third base off the fist, foul ball.
Yeah, Santana coming off a 3-hitter. And of course Hernandez pitched very well, and I can't wait to see Brian Mattis. He was talking, well, there the young Birkin on the right, in the middle Hernandez, talking to Adam Jones, but Brian Mattis said, you know what, he said, I'm going to try to go back and do what I do best, which is, yeah, I want to know the scouting reports, but I don't want to be too fine. I'm just going to go out there. I've learned so much in my first 2 starts, and hopefully the next one will be better, and we get to see against an awfully good offense.
Strike called as he went around on that. Melvin Moore asking, okay, what's the count then?
Well, I think he called him out, but it's only strike 2. And he definitely swings. But Mike Estabrook behind the plate, almost like he punched him out.
Just practicing. What?
Melvin hopes not. But
here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. That grounded to second base is Torres on the big hop. Melvin Moore is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Lukes. The Orioles trying to take game 1, lead at 9-3.
They get him 2 runs, but the Orioles come storming back with 6 runs on 6 hits. It's Torres with a 2-run single. And then Felix Pie in the 3rd inning, another home run. 4th of the year. Bobby Abreu, his 10th home run of the year for the 3rd run for the Angels. Chris Tillman still on the mound, trying to get into the 7th inning here. Aubrey Huff, that's what I think his name. Huff, whatever. Double single, 2 RBIs. He's happy, and PA having a nice evening in left field, wherever he is.
It's a Duff and a pie.
Yes.
1 strike count as we go to the 7th inning. And Morales, he has had a single, 1 for 2, 7-game hit streak now for Morales. Tillman with a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, and the best part of it, settling down after that first inning, giving up just the home run to Abreu in the 4th. And getting outs otherwise, and even better, staying in the ball game here to try and get through 7 in the first game of this 4-game series. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way. Morales down to first base. Aubrey Huff came up on him. He'll make the flip. 1 down.
And it's a nice play by Aubrey right there. The ball taking a little bit of a bad hop, coming for the Adams apple. Tell you what, that last play that Aubrey made to the double play to get out of last inning was pretty special. Hot shot, made it look routine.
I was telling Brian how much that one kind of unnerved him, and justifiably so, because it was coming right at his throat when it took that off.
And you could see the veteran move, Melvin Mora. 7th inning, he comes over and gives Tillman a little bit of time after he covers first base.
Couple of extra breaths.
And everybody in because of the ability of Ibar to bunt his way on. 15 base hits, 26 infield hits. Speedster.
Ibar in this ball game is flied out, hit into a fielder's choice. Napoli, the catcher, waiting on deck. 0-1 delivery to him. That will be taken up high for a ball. This team started out through June 11, the total of 44 home runs, 10th in the league in slugging. Since then, 83 long balls and 3rd in the league in slugging. The Orioles tonight, Tillman has done a tremendous job holding these bats down, getting ground ball outs. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Well, a moment and I think of it, all of us want to send our best to Jerry Remy, the analyst for the Boston Red Sox. He had struggled with cancer, had that taken care of, went into a severe depression problem that they're trying to medicate. He went on the air the other night in Boston during a game and told the public that. And I think he's done a lot for probably a lot of people. Depression's still one of those things people don't like to talk about, especially people of profile. But he went on and just let it out on the air. Said, I've got depression. I can't get out of the house. I can't get to the ballpark. I'm just here trying this tonight. And Jerry said, I hope to be able to get back, but I don't know if I'll be back this year or not.
Yeah, and that's tough to talk about, but at least you're addressing it. And of course, I think anybody that saw him play, and he's a special player, and they love him up there. I mean, he's one of the mainstays for the Red Sox, the Rem Dog. Yeah, we wish him well.
0-2 delivery, a slider taken outside. Napoli a struck out, grounded out.
I tell you what, you're seeing a pretty special young pitcher. I mean, an easy 94 to 96. We're in the 7th inning. Doesn't overthrow. He's got 2 other real good pitches to go with it.
He has gone through sections of the ball game where he's retired. He had a 6-in-a-row run, gave up a home run in that 4th inning, a homer double single, but then he settled back down again. He went through 5 in a row that he retired. He's retired the last 4, including a double play ball. He's given up a hit, then he's got a string of outs. Give up a hit, string of outs. I mean, you do that, you're going to give yourself a chance to win. 2-2 delivery, shattered bat left field. PA will have to play that one on a hop.
Yeah, and what I like about it, and I think you have to get used to, I mean, think about it, if you get a bunch of money to sign and you zip through the minor leagues, Tremblay's going to come out. A lot of times you don't have a lot of failure, but the big leagues is saying, okay, these guys are going to get hits. How do I handle it? And he's handled it very, very well tonight.
Well, we'll let the fans and you celebrate the performance as he may get his first major league win, the entire team in, and that's going to be it for Chris Tillman. For his first major league win, there's the line on Chris Tillman. He's responsible for the base runner Napoli, with Matt Albers coming out of the pen.
Yeah, Matt, a little bit of a struggle lately. Did pitch a third of an inning with a base on balls the other day. And again, when he gets tired, the ball doesn't sink, runs out of the strike zone. Had good velocity, maybe not as good a command as he would like. And you can see right there, Weeder sits away and he misses by 2 feet. So again, arm slot is so important, and pitching is so much touch and feel that when you get a little bit tired or your mechanics get awry, it is tough to command the ball. And then all of a sudden, and lefties hit him over 300, he becomes much more hittable.
That's going to be a base hit down the line into the corner. Chase down Nick Markakis, coming to third base. Napoli, they're going to wave him home. Relay throw, there'll not be in time on it. Coming in, standing up is Napoli all the way from first base. And a double by Matthews and an RBI. So he gets the big hit and turns the order over.
Yeah, look again, the target away, and it's down and in, and it's right where lefties like it. Nobody's playing there. Huff can't get it because the ball's hit so sharply. So if Figgins, who's going to step to the plate, gets a base hit, I mean, it's about coming in and making quality pitches. Matt Albers doesn't throw that hard. He can get away with mistakes, and he just made one to Matthews.
Left-handers are at 321 off him, and right-handers 283 off Albers. Here is Sean Figgins. Figgins, a walk. He is flied out and grounded out. Runner on at second base now with 2 down as Matthews gets the 2-out RBI. Gary Matthews, his 39th run batted into the year. And Figgins will take the pitch away. Figgins hitting .221 right-handed with .339 from this side of the plate. All 3 of his home runs have been hit left-handed. And the 7th inning on, he's been a clutch hitter. And Rick Kranitz doesn't like what he's seeing and takes the trot from the dugout to the mound.
Well, you have to be able to locate. And this is going to be talking about, okay, watch your head, because if your head's swinging, your legs swinging and whatever. But again, he's an important part of this bullpen. With George Sherrill now wearing Dodger blue, somebody's got to assume. Man, you got Danny Baez, but Baez usually doesn't pitch back-to-back games. And one thing about Matt, he's very durable. But come in, make some quality pitches, and take your chances. If you overthrow, what happens is if you're a sinker ball, the ball doesn't sink. And that's what he's done so far tonight.
Third game he's appeared in against the Angels. He has given up 3 runs on 5 hits now, including the hit here tonight, the run not charged to him. ERA is 10.13 with a .364 batting average this year by the Angels against him.
Yeah, he came in on that Sunday game that Rich Hill started with the 4-0 lead, and then eventually would give up some tack-on runs for the Angels.
Albers working here with a runner at second base and 2 away. 2-1 count, top of the 7th inning. And that's going to be a base hit into left field. Markakis, do you challenge it? Yes, they're going to. There's a play at the plate. Here's the throw. Markakis offline. And an RBI single by Figgins brings home Matthews. And now it is a 9-5 ball game.
Well, and part of the equation to get good hitters, and these guys can flat out hit. Nick's going to have a throw that's a little bit offline. I don't think he's going to throw them out anyway. Is to use all your pitches. So all fastballs, none of them well located, and the Angels are just too good a hitting team. Doesn't mean you can't get them out, but they're going to hit it hard.
These are 2-out hits. All of this with 2 down. Napoli got the single that drove Tiltman out of the ball game. Matthews the RBI double, and now the RBI single by Sean Figgins. Baez gets up in the bullpen. Figgins now has 40 runs batted in on the season to go along with the fact he's crossed the plate more than anyone else in the American League. He's on at first. Here's Torres. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. He drew a walk and scored in the first inning. Has popped out and grounded out.
Yeah, Figgins in pretty select company. Pedroia right behind him, and then Johnny Damon, then Brian Roberts as far as runs scored in the American League. And he will be a free agent unless they re-sign him.
0-1 step off by Albers.
They have a number of guys. Abreu has signed a 1-year deal. Figgins, John Lackey, who'll pitch tomorrow. Even Darren Oliver has done a great job out of the bullpen.
Figgins started to go, did not. The ball gets pulled into the corner, and that's going to be a foul ball. Sean Figgins had a big jump there, but you got 2 down, team trailing since 07. Crawford, Roberts, Ellsbury, and Figgins and Ichiro are the top 5 in the American League stolen base leader department over the last 3 years. He walks off the lead, starts short, extends it. As Torres will take the pitch inside. Albers with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. This Angels team has 16 of their last 25 wins. They have won coming from behind. So they are a ball club with the mentality of getting runs late in a ball game. 1-2, runner goes. Ball is popped up in the air. Roberts going back. Jones coming in. Jones will make the catch. He had to do a Roger Bannister on that one to get the out. 2 runs in on 3 hits. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink. Signed a lot of things, Mickey, including a Fruit Loops box. Devereaux and Tuttle threw out the first pitches to Birkin and Mattis before the ball game tonight. Celebration of the '89 ball club.
Yeah, that's quite a difference from the year before when they lost the first 21. Not that some of those players weren't there. Devereaux was signed out of the Dodgers. Terrific outfield. It was a great year to go into last weekend, have a chance to win.
It's short, long throw. Ibar's not gonna get him, and the PA night continues. He now has a home run, a double, and a single. 2 RBIs.
Well, there you go. I mean, once he hits this ball with his speed, Ibar's going to make he's going to make a nice play to get to it, but no chance. Outruns the ball.
And that one beat by a full step.
Well, you see some of the skills everybody talks about. And we saw him make a nice play. We've seen some power. Just didn't see it early on when he was playing every day on a consistent basis.
As Torres, a 2 RBI single, a double, and a run scored. 2 for 3, and he has popped out. PA being watched over here by Shane Lukes. As Torres now up to 268. Here's batting average. He only had 5 at-bats against the Angels this year coming into this ball game. Squares to bunt, takes the pitch, it is inside, and a ball 1 on his Torres. Orioles now with 13 hits in the ball game, out hitting the Angels 13-9. The beautiful game of baseball puts together a team, the Orioles, that weren't hitting in the month of August against a team that was hitting and scoring better than anyone else in the American League in the month of August, the Angels. The score is 9-5 Orioles, out hitting the Angels 13-9.
Against a starting pitcher that was 12-3, getting 9.35 runs a game.
Perfect setup, wasn't it? It's a beautiful game. Here's Torres with a 1-0 count.
And of course, if you look at the at-bats, I mean, Caesar dumped kind of a broken back hit into left field for 2 runs in the first, and then the pop fly that Matthews should have caught but held up on. So we always talk about it. Box score tomorrow. You never know the difference. They're not at bats. They're at bats, but they're hits. Not overs.
1-0. He showed the bunt again. Did he go? Check at third. No. Tom Holbrook down there. Torres certainly was thinking about offering at that pitch.
Well, the Orioles would like to get at least one of the 2 they gave up in the top of the 7th inning back.
They brought the third baseman Figgins way in, about 4 steps in on the grass at third when the pitch comes.
Well, now this is also a count. As a left-handed hitter, you can look for a ball inside middle and try to hit it into right field. Get PA all the way to third.
Runner goes, grounded to first. It is a foul ball. PA had a big jump, and as Torres trying to hit behind him, just missed going over the bag. Torres has hit only .216 left-handed and .354 right-handed this year. One of the reasons why he may have been showing bunt there, and then also putting the man in motion, giving him a little more room with the fielders moving. He has been everything the Orioles had hoped for at short and at the plate. He has done the job they needed for the everyday player, taking nothing away from Robert Andino and the great job he did when Torres was hurt. PA back to the bag here in a 2-1 count.
Now Andino played very, very well defensively and actually hit a lot better with runners in scoring position than his general average. In fact, I think he probably opened up a lot of eyes talking about Robert Andino, because until the last couple of games, and he played 31 consecutive games because of the appendectomy that Cesar Torres had.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Torres swinging away down the line. That's a fair ball into the corner. PA's on his horse, coming to third. He's going to be waved home. Ball was bobbled. Here's a relay throw coming to Napoli. He is in and over to third base with an RBI is Torres, and it is a 10-5 ball game. And did he hurt his hand on the play at the plate? PA.
Yeah, this time Napoli couldn't block the play. He goes right down the tunnel. So again, a little bobble down the right field corner by Abreu, and they send it. Let's take a look at the end of the play. Yeah, see, he kind of catches his leg, and yeah, I don't know what happens. Again, a lot of times guys wear their gloves, and I guess he hooks it on that left ankle of Mike Napoli, and that's not good.
He really got it caught underneath the shoe, maybe even into the guard, shin guard,
and that's.
PA scores. Infield is drawn in as Torres has a 3 RBI ball game. He's on at third with a double and an RBI. He's got 22 RBIs on the season. And I guess they've given him a triple. A 1-0 count, and the delivery is in there for a strike. Ryan Roberts, he's got a 3-hit ball game, 2 doubles and a single. An RBI and a run scored. The Orioles now have 10 runs on 14 hits in this ball game. 1-1 delivery against the drawn-in infield is fouled away. For his Torres, as far as the multiple RBI games are concerned, this will be the 3rd game in which he's had 3 RBIs. Brian Roberts is trying for a 4-hit ball game. He has had a couple of those already this year. 1 ball, 2 strike count. There's Torres at third, and the pitch is inside to Roberts. 2-2. The starter, Jared Weaver, charged with 8 runs on 9 hits. Palmer came on, gave up a run on a couple of hits in an inning and 2/3. Orioles working now against Shane Lukes. Roberts will take it inside, and the count is 3-2.
And you're seeing the difficulty when you have the infield in and you're trying to make perfect pitches. The 2-2 pitch, the 1-2 pitch, actually tried to buzz him inside, missed by about 6 inches. Then the breaking ball. Infield in. You're trying for a pop-up or a strikeout, maybe a grounder.
That one is rifled to the wall and right off the top of it. It'll be another double and an RBI. Brian Roberts, a 4-hit, 3-double ball game.
Unbelievable. Red hot. 5 for his 13 in the Oakland series, and it hadn't stopped tonight. There you go. Brady plays it nicely. There's Turris with another Oriole run. And Brian knew he had to hurry. Now 11-5.
And still nobody out. A single and 2 doubles in the inning. Now Adam Jones coming up. He has singled, struck out, fielder's choice, and walked. He has scored 2 runs in the ball game. Lutz has now given up 2 of the 11 runs the Orioles have, and that's way outside. Napoli has to go get it. 25,836 the announced attendance here tonight at Camden Yards, and they are seeing the fireworks early in this game, and it's been by the O's. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight. Tillman made the start, could be the winner. 6 2/3 solid innings. Turris has had a huge night. 3 hits. He's got 3 RBIs. Felix P.A. He has had a 3-hit ball game, home run, couple of RBIs. So text in your vote A, B, or C to 51862. A 1-ball, 1-strike count on Adam Jones. Oriole hitters getting their 5th plate appearance of the game here in the 7th inning. Slider is outside and a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And it looks as though Mike Scioscia has decided Shane Lukes is going to have to go a bit here.
Yeah, and when he gets a lead, it's going to be Bulger, it's going to be Jepson, it's going to be Oliver to get to the closer.
Could be up the middle for a base hit. It is off the glove of his Turris. Run will score. Trying to go for 2. Here's the throw to second. Not in time. It'll be a double and an RBI for Adam Jones, and a 12-5 lead.
Well, the Angels are seeing what they've done to other teams. You know, one of those nights where they have good at-bats, even when they don't hit it well. The Orioles are getting base hits. Right here, high chopper. If it's shortstop or second, it's an out, but it's right back up the middle. Nice at bat by Adam Jones. Second base hit of the evening for him. In fact, only Markakis is scheduled to come to the plate, and Wieters without base hits tonight.
A 9 doubles ball game for the Orioles, a team that has struggled much of this season looking for the extra base hit. Not tonight.
Well,
Felix P.A. still in the dugout. Looks like he's all right and will be able to go on in the game.
Needed an off day, apparently.
12 runs on 16 hits in the game. Here is Nick Markakis, 0 for 4. Runner at second base. Nick trying to extend his 6-game hit streak. As so often happens in these kind of games, team has a big offensive outburst, and the hottest hitter on the ball club isn't involved in it yet.
Yeah, also trying to extend that 33 consecutive games of getting on base to 34.
Yep. Takes that outside, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Now, does that count if you get a fielder's choice?
If it counts as a plate appearance and an on base affects your on base percentage, it counts. So yes.
So it would.
It would. Inside at a dance. Runner will stay at second base as Napoli kept it out in front of him. 2-1 count. And the Orioles tonight have done something else the Angels are noted for, and that's taking the extra base. On that last play, Adam Jones charging down there. We've seen Roberts go in, close play at second, going for the extra base. Forced a couple of plays at the plate where 1 was an out, 2 though were runs. 2-1 delivery on the way. Markakis fights it off. 2-2. Felix P.A. got his hand caught up in the catcher on the way in.
And it was that throwing hand that holding the bottle. So
looks like he's all right.
Yeah, maybe a little cut on the thumb. You see the tape. So the Orioles, with their 8 doubles in the ball game tonight, have a new season high
in that department. And it is 8. I credited Historis with a double, and he got a triple in the inning. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Runner off second base. Markakis waiting on it, and a fair ball right off the line. Could be another 2-bagger. Jones will score. Nick Markakis has another double, and it is a 13-5 game.
Boy, did he lash that hanging curveball. And this is why he's so special. 37 double. Watch him just go out, and I mean, he hits that ball sharply. Great vantage point right here, and you can see that's that slice we talk about off the bat. Left-hander hitting it down the left field line, but it doesn't slice enough to go foul.
79 RBIs now for Nick Markakis. The Orioles have 17 hits in the ball game, and the pitch will be taken inside by Aubrey Huff. So Nick Markakis extends his streak to 34 consecutive games, the longest streak in the majors. Kevin Millar with the Orioles record at 52. That will be fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike count. The Orioles are 1 shy of their high hit game, which came against Toronto when they had 18, as they have 17 in this ball game. Still nobody out. Way inside again, bounces away. Runner will move over to third, or did that hit his foot?
Yeah, I think it skipped and hit him.
If it hit him, the runner's got to go back. Nick Markakis talking to the third base umpire about it, and he will go back. So hit by a pitch, Aubrey Huff. Now for Mike Scioscia, it gets hard as Luke's here all but imploding, trying to get somebody out, and he's going to have to pitch. There's nobody up in the bullpen. 6 up and 6 on in the inning. 4 have already scored. Here's Nolan Reimold, and the pitch is outside for a ball. Reimold a double, couple of walks, 1 for 2 officially, with a run scored in the game. One-0 delivery by Lutz. That is in there for a strike. Nolan Reimold. Pitch came inside. He fouled it off. Nolan's at 273 as he stands in. He's had the doubles piling up a bit as the season's gone along. He's got a dozen on the year now, and as we said, he's acting as a designated hitter for the 4th time this season. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Markakis off second base. Aubrey Huff at first, and the 1-2 check swing is a called strike. So Lutz will get his first strikeout, and there's the first out of the inning.
It finally makes a good pitch, and for Shane Lutz, it seems to me, when you look at movement and all that, it's not about stuff, it's about location. He just has not made good pitches this inning, and the Orioles, on their way to 13 runs and 17 hits, aren't missing. Finally, good sinking fastball, and might have been a little low.
That ball's going to be a base hit into left field. Wieters has got a single. 1 run will score. Rivera will get it back in, and Matt Wieters picks up a hit and an RBI. He's got 2 RBIs in the ballgame.
Yeah, sacrifice fly earlier, and then he gets another curveball that just stays up.
Nick Markakis read it well. He was off and going and scored easily on it. Aubrey Huff stops at second base. 2 RBI ball game for Wieters. He's got 17 on the year.
Yeah, your responsibility, regardless of the scoreboard, is to know where they're playing. And he did get a good read. Ball wasn't hit hard. Knew it was going to fall. Scores easily.
So the Orioles have batted around again. The first inning, the Orioles sent 11 men to the plate, scoring 6 runs on 6 hits. Here in the 7th inning, they've put 5 runs up, and Melvin Moore is the 9th Oriole to hit. He has an RBI base hit in the ball game. It is in there for a strike. And the bullpen, Arredondo, finally. Mike Scioscia can only go so long here. Luke's is unable to get through this inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Melvin Moore to center field. Matthews, runner tagging at second. Throw will come into second base. Aubrey Huff will move up over to third. And there are 2 down. So back to the beginning. We're going to find out real quick if PA can stay in the game. He scored. Had a bit of a collision with his hand getting into Napoli's catching equipment and shoe, and got up shaking his hand earlier in the inning. But he's right back in and will get his second at bat here in the inning.
Yeah, he needs a triple for the cycle.
And if anyone can get it, he can.
And then Asturias needs a home run for the cycle.
He doubled in the first inning, and the home run is third in the third, and picked up the single in this inning. 14 runs on 18 hits in the ball game for the O's. Runners at first and third with 2 down. A monster offensive night for the Orioles.
Well, anytime you bat around twice in one game, you know it's going to be a pretty good offensive evening.
Jared Weaver, the pitcher they collected the 8 runs on 9 hits off, came in with the 4th best opponent batting average in the league at .233. Now, granted, he'd had a lot of run support, but against him, teams were not hitting a whole lot. Swung on and missed, PA, and the count will go to 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Weaver, when we talked about the fact Lackey was hurt early, Santana was hurt early, we'll see both of them, they're back. Escobar trying to come back from shoulder surgery. Scott Shields on the DL. So they had all kinds of problems, and Weaver was the mainstay. I mean, the one consistent guy. Started out 2-1, 2-1, 4-0, 2-0, and 2-0. So he hadn't lost a game in the last. If you assume he's going to lose this game, maybe I don't want to assume it. I expect that he's probably going to lose it. You never want to assume anything.
And the opposing pitchers, the rest of it, Lackey's 5-5, O'Sullivan's 3-1, and Irvin Santana's 5-6 with an ERA of almost 6.5.
So he hasn't lost in 3 months. Won his last 8 decisions.
3 ball, 2 strike count here.
But you do have those nights where you don't make good pitches, you get unlucky, you don't have a lot of arm strength. You try to battle through it. The Orioles just didn't let him tonight.
Weaver's last loss came on June 20. That ball in the gap to right center field where they were not playing him. If he gets to third, he's got the cycle. He's going to make the turn and head to third. Matthews will get it in. Felix PA hits for the cycle.
You need a triple, and again they play him to left center, and that sets up a gapper with this kind of speed. Just watch him run. And by the time they get it, he's already chugging into. There you go. And he knew it.
It is his first 4 RBI ball game. First 4-hit ball game.
Well, Mike
Aubrey Huff, the last Oriole to hit for the cycle. Plus, he made a great defensive play in the outfield.
Yeah, Mike Scioscia still looking over there, staring at him. Tell you what, he deserves. I don't think he was trying to show him up. I'd be pretty excited if I hit for a triple.
Absolutely.
And you know what? He earned it. I mean, this is a guy that doesn't get to play very often.
You go get it.
Yep. And he's still looking back. Scioscia's still looking back. Well, you know what? Too bad. I have a lot of respect for Mike Scioscia, but he's not happy. But you know what? They do it night in and night out against other teams, and I don't think he was showing anybody up. I think he was just showing his joy. And that's my read on it.
I love Mike dearly, but if he's really angry about that, I think he's wrong.
I think it's probably, it's one of those frustrating nights.
Yep. Well, Felix PA rewarding the skipper with a tremendous night as he got the start in left. Dave Tremblay wanted to keep his bat in and the bat of Reimold, so he DH'd Reimold and put PA out in left field. Now keep that in mind. Scioscia's anger, just keep it in mind as we go along in this game and in this series.
Well, he's fuming, and
he's really upset.
Yeah,
and somebody usually gets tagged at the plate with a pitch when the manager gets that upset. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Felix PA hitting for the Cycles, put up on the board. Jose Arredondo comes on to do the pitching.
Yeah, last year 10-2. One of the reasons they won 100 games. 50 at home, 50 on the road. Power on.
As Torres down to first base, that is a fair ball. Morales will take it to the bag and will get the out. But the Orioles have a 7-run 7th inning. Felix PA, the offensive star tonight. runs, 9 doubles, 12 extra base hits, and a 19-hit game, all season highs for the Orioles. And PA hitting for the cycle. And we were wondering when he came to the plate whether his hand was all right. He was going to be able to stay in the game. And he delivers a triple. And he still kind of looking at the hand, but he ain't feeling anything right now but adrenaline. So the Orioles with a big lead here as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. Matt Albers, who came on in relief, will work here to Abreu, Guerrero, and Rivera.
And an opportunity for Matt, who struggled in coming in relief, gave up a double single before he was able to get an out. Who can pitch now? Should be pitching anyway. Use all your pitches.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Chris Tillman's chances of getting his first major league win increased dramatically with a 7-run 7th inning. Here's the 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Breaking ball that is in there for a strike. Abreu, a home run, his 10th. 1 for 3 in the ball game. His 3rd home run against the Orioles this season.
So now you can actually throw him a good curveball. Finish it. Throw it a little out of the strike zone.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Just missed outside with it.
See, that doesn't work against Mr. Abreu. Just missing outside.
He won't.
Even if Bob Uecker was up here.
Just a little bit outside. Still not going to swing.
Nope.
A 2 ball, 2 strike count. Abreu hitting at 300. Takes that one to right center field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Jones will track this one down, and the doubles night continues. Bobby Abreu goes in with a leadoff double here in the 8th inning, his 2nd hit of the ball game. Let's update you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game so far. Wow, Tillman, who could be the winner, and PA, who's certainly been one, and is Torres. You can still text in your vote, A, B, or C, 51862. The results on the O's Extra post-game show.
Yeah, Reggie Willits is going to come into a pinch run for Abreu. And there's Willits coming in the pinch run.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero. He has had 2 singles, a run scored, 2 for 3 in the ball game, and takes a strike on the outside corner. It's not as if the Angels haven't hit tonight. They've got 5 runs on 10 hits in the ball game. It's just that the Orioles have had an explosive 16-run, 19-hit attack. Guerrero down to third on a chopper. That's a fair ball. Mora with plenty of time. Runner stays. Guerrero's retired.
Yeah, they're going to still put up as many runs as they can. I mean, that's just what they do. They're such a good offensive team, and they have, I mentioned, such good balance, and with a couple of exceptions, great team speed.
1 down here in the 8th inning. That'll bring up Rivera, 2 doubles, an RBI, a 2 for 3 ball game.
And he could have had another base hit. He took a high fastball and rifled it right at Aubrey Huff, who turned a double play. Great hitting approach.
Orioles defense has played a big part in the ball game as their D has come up with some fine plays. Wieters threw out Figgins in the 1st inning. PA Mora made a play at 3rd. PA made that fine catch on Figgins that denied him a hit in the 3rd inning. That one jammed him. Albers came inside. Foul ball.
Now, Juan Rivera is so good out over the plate. Every once in a while, you'll get him to chase something down and in like that, and he just pulls it foul.
The other play not to be forgotten was Adam Jones.
Oh, the throw.
He ended the 1st inning on a throw at 3rd base on Rivera. Rivera tried to extend the double and ended up making the final out of the inning at 3rd, which allowed Chris Tillman to get off the field, giving up only the 2 runs. That one is going to be in the corner for a base hit. Willits will come around to score. Throw will come into 3rd. And Rivera's got his 3rd double of the ball game and his 2nd RBI, and makes it a 16-6 game.
Well, Matt Albers is not fooling anybody. The good news is that the Orioles still have a 10-run lead. That's a little disheartening. You get the day off, you get to rejuvenate. But again, the inability to make the quality pitches that make him effective when he's on a roll.
Rob Quinlan will come on as the pinch runner, as Rivera will come out of the ball game. And Mike Scioscia getting some players off the bench into this one. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Morales has had a single, extending his hit streak to 7 games. A 1 for 3 ball game for Kendry Morales, finding the American League to his liking, tied for 6th in homers, 9th in RBIs, 2nd best slugging percentage in the league. Chris Ray in the bullpen. Morales with a 1-ball, 1-strike count, 1 down. And Quinlan on at 2nd base. It's stopped by Wieters. Ball in the dirt, and the count will go to 2-1.
Yeah, pretty good agility there. That was one of the better curveballs he threw. It just wasn't a strike, but down and in. Got on top of it.
That pitch is taken away. Tigers shut out Kansas City 1-0 in their ball game. The Tigers are 2.5 ahead of Chicago starting the day. Yankees a 6.5 game lead over Boston in the East, and these Angels 4.5 over Texas in the West. Foul back.
How about Verlander's performance in Fenway last night? Tigers won 2-0. I mean,
pitching some of the best baseball he's ever pitched.
Well, they had the radar gun readings in the 8th inning. He pitched 8. They won 2-0. 94, 94, 96, 96, 98, 99, 99, 100.
Pretty strong.
He said he knew I was only going to pitch the 8th.
3-2 delivery is swung on and missed. Went upstairs. And Morales is a strikeout victim, the first for Albers.
25 home runs, 22 hitting left-handed, and he finally elevates everything down. Has been hitting hard and get ahead, something that Matt hadn't been able to do, and when he does, spans the strike zone. Morales chases.
2 down. Texas is only a half game behind Boston in the wild card race, and a very big series has started in Texas. The Red Sox and Texas are tied at 2-2 in the 6th inning of their ball game, and obviously for Texas, they're still looking at a shot at these Angels in the division lead. Grounded to short as Torres up makes the play over to Huff to get the out. Albar retired, a run in, a couple of hits with 1 left, and it is a 16-6 game.
Yeah, Chris Tillman trying to get out of the first inning. He would give up the second of his 2 runs, and then Adam Jones, after Rivera doubles, tries to stretch it to third base, and there you go, out of the inning. Orioles would come back with 6 runs in the bottom of the first and take the lead that now is 16-6.
Rob Quinlan will stay in the ballgame after pinch running and playing left field. Rivera's out. Bobby Abreu is also out. Willits came in to run for him and will stay in right field. Jose Arredondo came on and got the final out in the last inning, and he will work here in the bottom half of the 8th with the Orioles leading it, and Brian Roberts at the plate will take it for a strike. So Brian has had a 3 doubles ball game. He's had a 4-hit game, looking for his first 5-hit game ever. Brian has had 3 4-hit ball games this year, and in his career he has 13 times had a 4-hit ball game, but he has never had a 5-hit game. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him, a breaking ball by Arredondo, and that will miss, and a 2-ball, 1 strike count. In addition, Brian's had 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And a ground ball to second base as Torres makes the play. Roberts retired, and 1 down. Keep up with the latest Oriole news, your favorite social networking sites, Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/Orioles, and at twitter.com/Birdland Insider. You'll be the first to learn the behind-the-scenes info from the team's communication department. All the Birdland news you need is just a click away.
You a Facebook or Twitter guy?
No. 1 down. Very simple answer to that.
Give me 5.
Give me 5. That ball hit in the air by Jones, a towering fly ball, not deep left center. Matthews.
But just because we don't Twitter or Facebook doesn't mean other people should. Go for it.
Give it all you got.
I used to be married till my wife.
You what?
Found Facebook.
You used to be married?
Till she found Facebook.
This time you used to be married. You're talking about.
Well, I'm still married, but
oh, okay.
I just don't see her.
Scared me there for a minute.
she twitters, it's all over.
Wife.
Yeah.
2 down. I used to be married as kind of.
Until she found Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
I'm addicted. That's what people will say. Addicted to Facebook.
Markakis, an RBI double, 7-game hit streak for him. Twitter that.
I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, think about it.
Why?
Okay, well, I won't go there. My theory is you probably didn't. The people that want to reach out to you now, you didn't even want to have anything to do with back when you were in high school or college or whatever.
Right.
So why now?
There's no reason why.
No.
That ball hit in the air to right center field. It's deep, but Matthews says he's got room, and he does. So if you go on Facebook and look for Gemini or Twitter or tweet, you'll find absolutely nothing. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. With Amber Theo Harris, Jim Palmer, I'm Gary Thorne on this beautiful night here at Camden Yards. The Orioles with an explosive record high night on many of the numbers. And Chris Ray will come on as we go to the 9th inning to try and finish it off.
He has not given up an earned run in his last 7 appearances. Saw him pitch up in Toronto, hitting 2/3, a couple of hits. Been a tough year. I mean, lefties have just worn him out, hitting 480. But the numbers against right-handers pretty good. But again, you come off Tommy John and you don't pitch pretty much for almost all of last year. You lose your arm slots, velocity inconsistent, breaking ball inconsistent, but it's getting better. Been up and down a couple of times, down to AAA Norfolk.
Could play a very vital role in the coming year for the Orioles on the mound.
Well, again, what I noticed in Toronto when he came in, the first pitch was a fastball 88, and then all of a sudden he got to 93, 94. Now, when he came up, and there's 94 in the first pitch, but it is a ball, he used to throw 94 to 97 and make great pitches. So, again, I think it's more the arm slot than the inability to still throw. I mean, there's 95, it's nice and easy, but he's always had one of those herky-jerky windups. When everything is healthy and whatever, it worked pretty well a couple of years ago.
Mike Napoli leading it off here, and he'll get a base hit into left field. So Napoli's got a 2-hit ball game. He is 2 for 4. He will have a 5-game hit streak coming into the ball game tomorrow if he is in it.
But you watch, if you're Chris Ray and you watch Matt Albers, it wasn't about velocity. Matt was anywhere from 93 to 97. But when he was in the middle of the plate, and again, it gives you an indication, and you said it best, it's not like the Angels haven't scored any runs tonight. Howie Kendrick's going to come in and pitch hit.
Howie Kendrick will be hitting for Matthews, who is batting 9th in the order. Ray with a runner on at first base, double digits in hits now on the board for the Angels. They've got a dozen of them in the game. Kendrick's on a check swing, but he went around on that one trying to hold up. For Howie Kendrick on the season, the 273, 7 home runs and 41 RBIs. He will take over the role here in the 9 spot with a runner on at first base.
Yeah, he's at 365 since they sent him out.
Down the line, could be trouble, and it is a foul ball.
I mean, this is a kid that always good hit, struggled early, as we saw with Arredondo. They sent him out. Tough luck ball club. If you're not playing up to the standards that winning teams are used to, the Angels will send you down. And as it turned out for Howie, he said it's probably the best thing. He got back on track. And again, he's hitting 20 out of the last 25 games. Line drive hitter, did hit a 3-run home run on Wednesday against Tampa Bay.
2 for 3 as a pinch hitter, 2 for 4. He is gone. Kendrick, a strikeout victim. 1 away.
Yeah, for me, Chris Ray, it's about making quality pitches, and this doesn't get any better than this. Good slider, got on top of it, found the arm slot, and the bottom drops out. Same with his splitter. He's got 3 pitches.
Figgins is out of the ball game, and Jeff Mathis will come on. As Mike Scioscia's getting everybody into the ball game. Mathis hitting just .213 on the season, 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter. This one is going to be a fly ball to right. Nick Markakis is under. He's got it. Runner halfway will go back, and there are 2 down in the 9th inning. So the Orioles on the verge of taking this first one, and for Chris Tillman, it'll be his first major league win and his 4th major league start, as he gave up 4 runs, 3 earned, 7 hits over 6 2/3. Matt Albers an inning and a third, a couple of runs on 4 hits, and Chris Ray on to try and finish it off here. Losing pitcher will be Jared Weaver, the starter, who will go 12 and 4 on the year, giving up 8 runs, 9 hits over just 3 in the third.
Well, team win tonight. Defensively, Tillman pitched great. Plenty of offense. Made the plays when you had to. And again, the Angels are so good in 1-run games, 21-11. That's not an issue when you pound them like this.
Orioles jumped out with the 6-run first inning, finished it off with a 7-run 7th inning, in between getting a run each in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. So all over the place. Runs were scored in this ballgame by the O's. And the 25,800 plus on their feet is Chris Ray trying to finish it off.
And this is where he used to throw the split-fingered fastball. Throw it out of the strike zone. Strikeout pitch.
Grounded down to first base. Aubrey Huff can't get it. Robert Stas goes to first and gets the out. And this one's in the books for the O's. PA hit for the cycle. Ray comes on, gives up just 1 hit. Another fine defensive play to end it, as it went 3-4-1 for the final out. The Orioles beat the Angels. Our final 16-6. We'll be back to Camden Yards in just a minute.